Fantastic.
Welcome to Hardly Heroes, everybody.
We're here. We're queer. Let's play some D&D.
That did not rhyme.
No, it didn't. No, sorry.
We're here. We're queer. We're
fear.
there to instigate fear. I don't know. All right, party. Recently, terrible things have happened. Good old Percival is gone, and it's sad. It's
Yeah, Percival committed suicide. That is sad.
We've got to bring his body back. We're doing that, right?
Bring his body back from where?
Home. We're taking it home.
To his
Oh,
house.
you hired someone to do that for
that's
you.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or,
Fuck
okay,
Percival.
well, I need to know about this. Did we send his noble papers back with him? Because we probably should, but we should make our forgeries first before we do that.
Mm.
My impression is that they were held by him in his own place, that they weren't just like sitting in your communal coffers.
What own place?
Some place that he didn't share with you? Right? My understanding is that these weren't just, documents that were sitting in your treasure chest for everyone.
Well, I don't disagree with
share
that.
everything,
That's true, we
including
do.
women. So I don't feel like he would have kept this secret from us.
We share everything. But I would assume, I can even grant you that, but he would probably have told Eraser in case anything happened to him or someone.
Why would
So
he
maybe
need
this
to
is a
tell
convers-
Eraser in case something happened?
To get his papers back home?
Why would the papers need to go back home?
I don't know. I just figured, like, if you're noble, those are very important that you would want them, sent home.
You could, but also there's nothing at risk.
Where would he have kept them? They're either in our house or they're in some place he's renting. And if it's in some place he's renting, then he's going to stop paying the rent pretty soon. And they're going to come knocking, and then we're going to find out where that place is. And then we
Why
can find
would
the
he
papers.
rent a place? Why wouldn't he just have like a secret hideaway stash? Like you guys have secret hideaway stashes that you've used in the past.
You think he's just like stashed them somewhere out in the city randomly where anyone could find them?
Maybe,
That feels
maybe
kinda
not.
Crazy.
Maybe he's
Let's
got
go
him
check our
rented.
house, then. Let's
Maybe
go
it's in
check
your
our
house.
house.
Yeah, because he trusts us. I don't think he'd.
Eraser,
If he trusted you, he would have
you know where his
handed.
papers are?
Let's do this fairly. Let's bring out some dice. Because it doesn't matter what happens, it matters why or how it happens. How close were Eraser and Percival? Did Percival trust Eraser with the only things that he cared about more than Steel Team 6, which weren't these papers, but was his family, right? The only thing he cared about more than Steel Team 6 was that his little sister didn't get screwed by his criminal actions.
Bit of a red flag.
Yeah, he was never 100% committed to the team.
That is a red flag. Good point. There's some Percival revisionism going on here, though, I believe.
Do you really think so?
No, I think Neil was always pretty upfront about, like, we didn't know exactly where his papers were.
Yeah. No, I agree that he didn't, like, share them freely, but I feel like he was bought into the crew. I mean, he did want to
Screw
leave,
that.
but...
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for dear old Percival, it does appear that Eraser knows where these things were kept.
What an idiot!
We did it, boss. Great.
What a fool!
Okay, well, Neil already said it's not important to send them back to his family, so
No, I mean, then, yeah, I guess we can just fucking...
we just keep holding them. Good. Well, you and Percival will be happy to know that we won't use them. If anything, we'll just forge them and use them as a basis for creating forgeries rather than using them directly for bad deeds. But I think I've reflected on your words, and I think committing to a merchant persona might be easier than committing to a noble persona, at least first. Maybe it's a thing that you've got to like step up into,
I think you
You
should
be a
just go right for
merchant.
being a noble, man.
That's a
I've seen
hanging offense,
merchants.
though. You get caught with
Yeah.
that shit, they'll really come after you. Not saying that there's no use or reason why we couldn't, Just every tool for the job, you know, the right tool for the right job. You wouldn't use a scraper on a combination lock, obviously. So, you know.
Oh.
So what I was thinking, Eraser, is that we set up a kind of merchant persona. Now, me and Pigeon, we've already been rolling with this a little bit as gem merchants. You might have seen a little bit of that. Started when we were traveling alone. But I'm thinking we, like, you know, we invest in a cart. We invest in some goods. We work out kind of what papers we need to get guild membership, and maybe you forge them. You know, we forge some accounts for the last few years so we can prove that we're merchants. And then when we travel now, we're traveling with a whole cart full of gear. We can pitch up in a town with no suspicion, spend some time there. And we can even build some like false bottom barrels to like hide our loot in. And we can use that whole persona as a bit of a staging ground to carry out heists outside the city.
Then why are we building this lair?
Because it's just a persona. We're not actually going to be merchants. It's just like if we need to go and pitch up in Fortune, say.
Yeah, I think you missed my
We do
point. If we're traveling brigands, going around taking whatever we want from whatever we want, there's no reason to stick to Stromheim. We could travel the world. We could go to Drakis, Mystria, Akuba. We could go anywhere, except for Matava, probably. No need
nice
to
to
have
have
a home
man.
base.
But it's nice to
a
have
home
one.
base. Yeah.
You know how much time and effort we've put into this thing? It's not even done yet, and already we're looking at abandoning it, moving on?
No, we're not abandoning it. You're the one talking about abandoning it.
Well,
We're
even
saying-
then,
You know, we just need a cover when we're traveling.
which I want to travel a good bit. You know, I don't want to just be stuck in stinky Stromheim forever.
Stinky
But I do want to
Stromheim.
be able to come back.
Did you see that piece of shit cauldron?
place.
Stromheim's where it's at. It's the center. It's the capital of the world, whether people know it or not. Stromheim, sure, it's in ruins, but it's coming back in a big way, baby. And when it does, we're gonna be on top of it,
Well,
right?
we need to check in with the dwarfs. How far along are they on the lair?
It's a good question. I've been hesitating to ask because they're just fucking noisy. Never feels like it's gonna be done. I know they said it was gonna take about a year.
Sierra, there's that one dwarf down there that I think liked you. Why don't you go down and ask him?
Yeah, without any words, Sierra heads on down. Ask.
Domination. Let's go. We're giving orders, boys.
Okay, the lair contract came in middle of October. So it should be done next October, this October. And currently
What are we
it's
in?
May. It's the first day of May.
May, June, July,
Like 5 months
August,
away?
September. We'd have to skip 5. So we could skip 5 months and our lair would be ready.
And I don't mind that.
We skip 5 months because our expenses are what currently, Neil? 500?
$500, 500 plus whatever the dwarves get.
I think it's like
So just over.
505.
So just
The
over
dwar-
500.
The dwarves should be getting more than that, though.
But let's see, you've got 4 bodyguards at 7.5 gold each. You don't pay rent, so that's minus 25 gold.
Very nice.
So yeah, 505.
All right. I'm down
So-
to do that, but during that time, Pigeon would want to be practicing more jewelry making.
There's a bit of a problem here. We can't quite just do a 6-month or 5-month time skip because we've been putting down seeds about getting involved in the local neighborhood. We've been trying to set ourselves up as like, you know, a gang that people can come to. These sorts of things need attention. If this
okay,
is who
well,
we want to be, and this is often why we try and shy away from social responsibilities,
Yeah.
is that we just can't time skip now unless we abandon those things, or I just roll to determine how they come out without role playing it.
I think we can say that we time skip and then deal with. We
The
can
big
then
events.
we can say like, you know, it's like Oblivion, right? We rest for 5 years, 5 months, and at some point our rest gets interrupted by events. So I don't think we're abandoning our responsibilities, but I think we can say that we're not playing day to day, and we're looking to skip ahead. We're looking to chill,
before we even do a time skip, we do need to go deal with the
The wet bandits.
wet.
No,
whatever
the
they're
sticky
called.
bandits. What were they called? Sticky fingers.
Sticky fingers.
I think it was the
More
sticky
like dead
fingers.
fingers.
Yeah, we got to deal with them.
No, yes, we can deal with them.
Yeah, they're the sticky
But I
fingers.
do agree with Nick. I would like to do the time skip, but then you would just wake us up, quote unquote, for like the big events.
Mm-hmm. Do we have money
Yeah.
to? Yeah.
We've got enough. Yeah, we've got about.
We got like 6,000 to 8,000 gold. A
Yeah.
time skip would cost us around 3,000.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could afford it. I've got things. I would like to re-explore the option of learning longsword proficiency during the time skip. Then, if we are
Absolutely.
going to do that, yeah.
I would just
I
want to
don't know.
improve my jewelry making. I want to be the best jewelry maker in the world.
I just want to hang on. I just want to savor the moment where I still think this is possible before Neil tells me it's going to take 2 years.
To learn longsword?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
You know short sword.
Now, if you
That's
want to
true.
be the best jewelry maker in the world, you're probably going to have to retire from thievery because you're new
I'll
at
do
it.
that then. Fuck that.
And you're never going to become the best if it's not something that you're fully committed
What about
to.
the best jewelry maker in the outer
Brahman.
city?
Yeah.
You know, there's people who have been making jewelry in the outer city for 30 years,
Yeah, but they
right?
don't have
Whose
18
family
decks.
were jewelry makers. You've got skills, you've got dexterity, you've got perception, you've got insight into these things. You've got advantages, but if you want to
But a
be at the
taste.
tip of the top, we're talking devotion. You can be an average jewelry maker if you put a lot of effort into it.
I would say I'm already an average jewelry maker because of my plus 15.
Nepo babies when they get hit with reality right here.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. What else would Pigeon want to do? I mean, he'd make jewelry.
You could.
I'm
make
trying
jewelry.
to think. He's not a good talker, so he wouldn't want to be out there fucking dealing with people every day. I think, fuck it. During this time skip, Pigeon will just make himself a well-known figure at the Grimy Gremlin. I'll sit there, I'll read lips, and I'll try to just get the lay of the land, even though we're not doing anything. I'm going to try and, I'll take it very safe and only read a few conversations a day so people don't, see Pigeon fucking staring at him. But I'll sit in the Grimy Gremlin and I'll try to get leads and
This will
whatnot,
inevitably
and-
create a whole bunch of fun quests, which will
yeah.
prevent your time skip.
Neil's talking us out of the time skip here. Like, there's actually, what are we gaining at this point? Like, what do we even do when we get the
Well,
layer?
no, I mean, I think that we try to do a time skip, and then anything cool that happens, we go and do. I don't think there's a
Okay,
problem with
maybe
that.
there's a better way of framing it, Neil. I
Please.
think with everything that's happened, we've just finished a big job, and we've just had to kill Percival, and Goat's just been murdered in front of our very eyes. What would normal people like this do in this situation? They take some time off and they just fucking chill out. And not, most people don't have some big, like, oh, I've taken a few months off, so I must have some activity that I'm doing to be keeping myself busy and
Yeah.
making the most of my time. Actually, I'm just taking some time off. So I think what
You're
we're
just
doing
enjoying
is
life.
we're just taking some time off. It doesn't even have to be 5 months. We're going to take some time off. We'll probably deal with these sticky finger guys. And we'll deal with some shit as it comes up. But I guess what we're
Do
saying
we
is
even
we're
need
not
to go and kill
actively on
him?
a heist.
Can't we just pay them to fuck off and get out of our territory?
Why would we do that? Let's go and fucking murk them.
It sounds
Hate
to
it.
me like you like the idea of having territory, but you hate
don't
the
even know
idea
if I
of
want
social
the idea.
responsibilities.
No,
Yeah, I'm kind of hating it.
you're hoisting that on us. No.
No, I'm kinda
we're
hating
willing
it, Nick.
What do you hate? What do you hate?
I hate having to deal with their fucking issues, man.
What issues? This is the first thing that's come up.
I know, but it's the first of many.
It's gonna be
It's
easy.
the
What do we
first
get? Okay,
of
hold on. I just want
many.
to talk.
It's gonna
what
be
do we
easy.
What do we get by owning territory? What is that going to do for us?
Respect,
Why do we care?
power, wealth.
We can get that by stealing from people who own territory.
There's only so much you can make stealing on your own. You want to make real money. You want to get real power. You've got to lay roots.
You
You've
know-
got to manipulate people around you.
I don't even give a shit about the territory stuff, Eraser. Can we just not do that?
What do you mean? We're paying all those dwarves to go out there and clear the place out.
Sure, but we could just get people to move in and just say, yeah, fuck it. You know, that's the cost of doing business. We thought we wanted to, but we don't anymore.
Oh, sorry, Percival.
These guys are going to come and they're going to be bitching at us. You know, I just kind of want to do my own thing.
Percival was right all along.
You go and do your own thing. I will hold court for the fucking losers. I'll go and speak to these sticky finger guys if you're not going to go do it.
I'll go with the sticky fingers, but I just want to. I want people to only bring big stuff to us and not everything, you know?
Well,
Big stuff like someone
they're
get
not
robbed.
going to.
Like,
They're going to bring everything. If we're going to establish ourselves as the protectors of this neighborhood, and this is our turf, that requires us to be involved in all the local things. I thought that's what we wanted. That was the whole point. That was the entire reason we killed Percival, is because he didn't want to do this, and we did. And now
No,
we're changing
we killed
our
Percival
minds
because he's a traitor and
He's
he
a
was trying to
traitor,
back
yeah.
out.
because
That's
he
why
wanted
he
something
knew too
different.
much. Yes, but I think Pigeon is getting confused. You know, he's getting a little confused. We need to establish ourselves if we're going to make it anywhere in this city. Just the 6 of us running around robbing the odd rich guy. This is as good as it gets. I mean, if you're happy with where you are and you want to tread water your entire life, then be my guest. But I want something
Here.
more for myself. I want a way out of this place.
Here, how
I want a
about
way
this?
in there, I say, pointing towards the castle in the inner city.
2 birds, 1 stone. We're going to get a council of the people in this area
Wait,
of the houses we're clearing out, and then they can run, you know, the court and deal with it.
Guys, we're not fucking lords here. They're not paying
Kinda.
taxes. They can't just demand our time. If
They should
one of
pay
their
taxes.
if they want to come and ask us
We
for a
said,
favor,
we told them if they have any problems to come to us. We invited this upon us.
We did. We did.
yeah, and so far one person has come with a
That's
very
true.
serious
it's only
problem.
been 1, yeah.
And that's fine. We do a favor for someone and then they're in our debt. I mean,
Well,
how
let's
do you
keep
think
going.
this
Yeah,
works?
let's deal with the sticky fingers and all that. I'm gonna be hanging out at the Grimy Gremlin for the next few months. I want some magic items, like a bag or something that can just put shit in, or a magic carpet. That would be cool.
A group scoffing at the concept of a magic carpet.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it exists, man. You can fly on them.
How do you know that?
I would like a
my
floating
mom used to
fortress.
read.
They exist too, you know.
Oh, that's silly.
I think we're having a crisis of confidence here. Let's stick to the plan. We're building up an area. We're building up a power base. We're building respect in the town, and there's an end here that we are building the means towards.
Well, fuck it. Let's go kill those sticky finger guys. I'm in the mood.
We don't have to kill them. Let's just go and fuck them up a little
No,
bit
I
and let
wanna
them know
kill 'em.
who's boss.
I wanna
Maybe
fucking
we can
get 'em.
kill. Maybe we can kill one, but the point here is to build our image, right? To build respect with these fucking cowards and these bootlicking peasants. They need to know who's in charge.
I do like the idea of having someone in charge of everything, says Sierra.
That was my idea.
In charge of... I look around. In charge of what? You've spent the last week sitting around with your feet up. I mean... Are you working so hard?
Racer says, well, first things first. Before we deal with any of these bigger problems, we did promise people that they could come to us with their shit. And if we don't follow through on this stuff, we're going to develop a reputation as the sort of people who make big promises and then back out of them. We're going to develop a reputation as a bunch of fucking pussies who can be pushed around when some mad dog miscreant shows up out of nowhere. And
Exactly, yeah. We have got to go and fuck these guys up. We said we were going to do it. We need to go and fuck them up. That's rule number one.
We need to get
don't
them.
have-
We need to hang their bodies in the street.
We don't have to do everything any peasant from this street asks us to do, okay? If they've got a real problem and we want to, we can help them with it. But we're big players. We've got our own shit going on, you know? We don't work for them. We're doing them a favor.
We should start charging
yeah.
them protection money.
Well, eventually we get there. You know, we said to them, if you got any problems, come to me. But that's a
brothers.
platitude, you know what I mean?
We're getting sidetracked here. All right, put that in the wagon parking area. We've got one issue before us. All right, these guys. We promised we'd do something. We don't do it. It's going to look bad on us. Let's just deal with these filthy fuckers. And afterwards, we can have a real heart-to-heart. You know, we'll do it drunk, then we'll do it sober. We'll have a real heart-to-heart on whether or not we want to be public-facing figures or whether we want to shut our doors to the public world, burrow down into the ground, steal everything out from under everyone, and just do our own thing, right? That decision is for after we deal with these sticky finger fuckers.
All right, let's go get them.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
we
no,
could
I
just
agree.
walk over there
let's-
right now and just go talk to them right now.
They said the
no
Australian guys
prep.
at night, right?
Yeah, but like, isn't a knight just someone who wears armor? You know, like metal armor?
I say we go into their house at night, right? We sneak in, and we get to them in their beds and show them that we mean fucking business. And maybe even kill them.
Why don't we just go and ask Bob Brown about them?
We don't need to go to her about them.
Find out where they live, I mean. We don't know where they live, do we?
Don't we?
We'll ask around. We could
Yeah.
pay Barbara Ann 100 gold to find this answer, or let's just go to the Rusty's Hook. Talk to some people, ask if they know about these folks, at least figure out their general territory. Then we just walk
then
over
we'll
the
go tonight.
territory and, you know, go ask where they live. Go step up to them face to face. Call them out in the street. Have them come out into the street to meet us. Deal with them that way.
All right.
Or,
yeah, I'm good
or
with
you
that.
know, go in the night and kill them in their sleep.
All right, yeah. Yeah, I just, we don't want to let them know that we're coming for them, right? So keep it
Yeah,
somewhat
we should do
on the
we
DL.
should do it at night and then bring their bodies to our territory and put them up in the rafters so people can see.
Do we need to kill them all? What did these guys do again?
They knocked over
Cares, man.
someone
we
down
killed
the street from
Percival
us.
for less.
They just robbed them. I don't think we need to kill them all. That seems a bit...
Well, it was
Seems a bit much.
was robbing us and hasn't said that they took my stuff and they said that this is their territory or something like that. They're stepping in on our turf.
They got
We don't have to kill them. It might come to it.
Yeah, I agree.
That last heist we pulled, it was a great plan, but it took 2 months of planning to fully execute. And I don't want to underthink anything, but I also don't want to overthink anything, you know?
Yeah, this is easy. These guys are scrubs. They're just coming in. They might as well be chilling at
Exactly.
Rusty's Hook. Let's go get 'em.
Exactly. Yeah. All right.
I shrug.
Go to Rusty's Hook.
All right.
Rusty's Hook asked where they live, and then let's go in the middle of the night into their house and get them.
All right. Agreed? Agreed? Wait.
Let's go.
Hold on. Wait. There's only 3 of us.
Guys,
Four.
let's just go to the pub and get a pint before we... Come on. We can work out what to do from there. I stand up and grab my coat.
Eraser gets up with like a long sigh, grabs his coat, kind of drags it on the ground a little bit, and then puts it on. He seems a little, disheartened and deflated. Sierra is still, his bubbly self as usual, but you get the impression that there's some sort of that he's trying to be bubbly and fun, and that maybe he's
Come
trying
on,
to
Lemon.
mask something up.
Everyone's a buzzkill now just because Percival's been
I'm
shanked.
inviting Lemon here.
Yeah, Lemon, hoists her tits up, pulls her shirt down low, heads out with you guys, and we all head to
Hopefully
Rusty's
that'll
Hook.
cheer up Eraser.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's,
Yeah.
it'll bring a little bit of a smile to everyone's face.
Heard them all to our usual table, and I had to speak to Grom or Patricia at the bar. or
I
whoever's
checked to see if
serving.
we're being followed along the way.
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Yeah, you're being followed. As a kid.
We're being followed, man.
Are these guys called the Sticky Fingers, by the way?
Hey, Luther, we're being followed, man.
I'd stop. I'd turn around. What? Where?
I point at the guy or the girl.
It's this kid. She's probably 9 years old or so. And she's doing the classic thing where you're following some people, and then when they stop or look your direction, you go and look at a building or stop to tie her shoe. But you catch her like tying her sandal and then like looking up at you guys and then
Oh, I
going
knew
back
it,
to yeah.
All right, let's do the thing where we go down the alley, and if she follows us, we get her when she comes through.
All right.
The whole group
Wait,
My
in the alley.
lasso.
peels off into the alleyway. I'll delete these two people. They're not here anymore.
They're done.
All right. You peel off into the group. How far down the alleyway do you go?
Probably to where there's like a turn, and then
Okay.
we'll go on one side of the turn.
Yeah. You hang out in your dark, damp alley for a minute. You don't see someone coming. At least they didn't follow you down here.
We wait 5 minutes.
Yeah, you guys are waiting. Pretty soon, the 5 minutes are interrupted by the giggles between Sierra and Lemon, who, you can only have so many people waiting to ambush someone. Once you got one person on either side, it's kind of a moot point. So the other two of them are, they're playing some hide the marble game with Lemon's like high collared shirt and cleavage.
They
which
are
is-
not going to be able to work together. That's what this is telling me right now. I'll whisper over to Eraser and Luther.
Oh, she can't join Steel Team 6. Look at them. They're not going to be able to work together.
Think she's too much of a distraction?
Way too much. It's been 5 minutes, man.
I think we all need a bit of a break, guys. I mean, I think we're all getting a bit doolally in our heads here. We need to just chill out for a little while and get our heads on straight.
All right, let's get out of here.
This is not the time to be making crucial decisions.
Yeah. You guys head back out on your way back to Rusty's Hook. And wouldn't you know it, MrMouton? You see that little girl ahead of you guys walking, kind of looking left and looking right and walking down the street. She's in front of you now.
Now she's in front of us. I'll just make sure that she doesn't, find a convenient reason to stop and then follow us again.
Okay. Well, lo and behold, she'll continue walking, and she will walk into Rusty's Hook before you.
A child?
Yeah. Well,
What's their
8 years
child
old is
policy?
practically a woman.
All right. Fucking Jimmy. That's Jimmy Savile
okay.
for any Americans.
I figured that's who you meant. Yeah.
That little girl, she went inside.
Oh, whatever. She's just a fucking ne'er-do-well. Who cares? Leave her be. We were her once upon a time.
I know.
What harm could she
Right.
cause?
Go and, you 3, 4, go and sit down. I'm going to get us some drinks. Go on, go and sit down.
Everyone takes
You're
a
driving me
seat.
mad.
I'll watch the little girl, and if she talks at all to anybody, I'm reading her lips.
She heads over to a group of, like a mixed group of adults and kids, where it looks like you've got your groomers, let's call them. Grooming for crime, not for sexual favors, but
Oh, okay.
whatever. They're fuckers. Who cares what you call them? And they've got their little tassel of, 8 to 12-year-olds that they're like handing out little coppers to and whispering. And the kids are all sort of like standing and leaning against walls while this little group is hanging. And, they've got
I
their
read the
cheap
girl's lips.
informants. Oh, yeah. Give me a.
Come
Right.
on.
Yeah. So when you get an opportunity to see what's being said here, you can see that the little girl's just saying, like, I counted 4 somethings on the way over here. And the guy, give me a second, read lips check.
A second. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Very good.
The gentleman. The gentleman that this little girl's talking to, like, gives a good head nod and then says to her, 4 is not nearly good enough. In this part of town, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is a son of a bitch. I need you to head back out there. Go all the way back out to the ruins. Something, 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 and report to me. Go on. And he like hands her a couple copper coins and like gives her a smack on the back of the head as she hurries out the door.
I will follow, and I'm going to catch up to her, and I'm going to ask her a few questions.
Sure.
Hey, girl.
She whirls around like a cat who's been caught stealing food out of the trash.
I showcase 5 gold coins.
Ooh, give me a charisma check. This could be the moment, the best or most dangerous moment of her life, but it's the
23.
best. Yeah. She sees the gold coins and gets a little pep in her step and hurries on over and gives you a bow with her head. None
What were you reporting to that guy about us on?
of your business, fat fucker.
That actually brings me brings Pigeon a smile.
Well, I got a lot of money in it for you if you want to tell me.
She holds out her hand for the coins after a moment of thought.
I'll put 2 in her hand right now.
3 when I hear the rest.
The great and wonderful Brandon is teaching me how to be the very best cut purse in all of Stromheim. She holds out her hand for more money.
So you're gonna. What does it have to do with about the 4 people in the ruins?
I put one
The
more gold
first
coin
step
in her hand.
in becoming the greatest cut purse in all of Stromheim is learning how to identify the idiots and the dangerous people. My job is to go identify the idiots and the dangerous people. Primarily the idiots who have no weapons but lots of money and are easy targets. The ruins, well, that's just a far enough away place that you can go there and come back and spot all sorts of folks. Step 1,
Hang on.
know your target. Step 2, steal from your target. I haven't gotten to
That's
step
pretty
2
good.
yet.
Haven't gotten to step 2. You're just still finding your target.
I'm only 8.
All right. Well, I live over.
I give her the address, right?
Yeah, I know.
I'm
You're
the best
Pigeon.
locksmith in the world. Oh yeah, I'm Pigeon.
Nuh-uh, she says.
Who's better?
defiantly. You don't know how to make a lock. You only know how to pick locks.
That's not true. I know
Yes,
how to
it
make
is.
them too.
Nuh-uh.
Whoever told you that gave you bogus info, kid.
Well, you don't have a smithy in your house. So how would you know how to make a lock?
I'll whisper in her ear.
Not that one would find.
She goes quiet.
Let me think. Is there any other bonus fake news I want to give her? About 4 of us.
You know, I got my other 2 members, and they've been watching you the whole way. You'd never be able to catch them.
She does
I
the
put
like
the other
looking around a little bit.
2 gold in her hand, so she has 5 gold now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you ever actually want to learn something and don't want to learn from that rumor, you can come on down and we can have a conversation.
I'll pull out another 10 gold and I'll give it to her.
All right. The kid has just made 15 gold.
I like your chutzpah. What's your name?
They call me...
Kitty cut purse.
Oh, God. Oh. They call me Little Mars.
All right, little Mars, I'll be watching out for you. Stay away from my bags.
She gives like a beaming smile, you know, as if you're afraid of her and that's exactly what she wants. And then once clear the conversation's ended, she heads off.
You got a dagger?
She shakes her head.
I'll give her my last throwing dagger that I have on my character sheet.
Here, this one should be small enough for you.
Thanks, mister.
I'll kind of show her how I hide it in my boot. And I'll say, you should
Hide it in your boot, and you can use that if you ever need to cut someone's purse.
Well, I don't have boots. I only have sandals. They don't make boots my size.
Well, what do you mean they don't? Of course they could. You got 15 gold. Go here and ask him to make you some boots.
I'll hand her another 2 gold.
Tell him Pigeon sent you.
This is why your expenses are 100 GP a month.
This is daylight robbery. She's taking you for a right look.
This is
Yeah.
more money than she's gonna make in years, well, months of thieving.
Well, she could come and work with me, and we'll see if she can get more.
She could.
So,
There's 2 gold. Tell him Pigeon sent you. He'll make you some boots, and you can put it in there.
All right, out they go.
well on our way.
Back in the tavern, Luther comes back to find.
No, I'm going to the bar to speak to Grom if he's there.
Ah,
He's
yeah,
there.
yeah. There is Grom pulling
I flag Grom
duty.
down.
He comes over with that, like, busy, slightly tired.
I
What
slide
can I
2
get
gold
you?
pieces.
4 drinks? 5 drinks?
5 drinks and some information, maybe. You heard of a Mystrian called Horner around this place?
Horner.
Says he's part of a group called the Sticky Fingers.
Kel Horner?
Yeah, well, apparently.
Yeah. What about him?
You know where he lives? What do you know about him?
No, but I know where he's sitting.
Great. Where?
Did you put the gold on the table?
Yeah, put 2 gold on. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll just drag them across and drop them in his pocket. And then he points across the room towards like the far back side. It's kind of a shitty area. Like it's dark and cryptic, but also like it's hard to get service over there. The tables are a little bit creakier and crappier over there. It doesn't get very good lighting in not like a cool, mysterious way, but in like a I sometimes can't see my food way. It's sort of like the shittier part of the tavern.
Okay. Thanks, Grom.
Yeah.
I take my drinks back to the table.
You find Luther, Pigeon missing.
Is there any reason why I would walk over that side of the tavern?
No,
Is it
it's
No.
just in the awkward dark corner that has bad lighting, bad ventilation. Yeah.
Okay, I sit back down at the table and then I say to the group, well, have a drink, cheer up. You all look fucking miserable. Why, Pigeon, why are you talking to kids?
I don't know. She reminds me of myself.
Yeah, I actually, do you know what?
Her
I can
name's
see
Little
that.
Mars. She's gonna be the best cut purse in the whole city. She's learning from that fucking loser over there. I might need to kill him so that he stops grooming these kids.
Will you just stop
yeah.
trying to kill every person you come across? Says
He's
Eraser.
got a really unhealthy relationship with kids. You should probably kill him so you can make sure the kid gets a better upbringing.
See, Luther gets it.
Yeah.
I've got some news for you all, but I'm not telling you until you all take a drink and fucking smile.
Razor takes his mug and takes a sip. And he gives you a
Yeah.
half-hearted smile.
Do I get a smile out of Sierra and Lemon as well?
Yeah, the two of them are, they're doing their own little flirty thing. They're kind of hanging out, leaning towards each other, whispering, talking, having a giggle. They seem to be in good moods.
No, but do they have a drink and smile?
Oh, yeah. You
As
say this. They
requested.
take a
Okay,
drink
good.
and give you a nice broad smile.
Okay, well, I was speaking to Grom, and you'll never guess, but this Kel Horner fella sat right over there. Don't look, but he's in the corner over there. One at a time. So we could just get him when he leaves. We could just go over there and smash a brick into his face.
Oh, we don't fight here.
Yeah.
We could just go talk to him.
And if we go talk to him, I mean, he's gonna know that shit's gonna go down, right?
Is he sitting with anybody, Neil?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but there's probably 4 to 6 people over there huddled together. They seem to be not just in like the shitty part of the tavern, but also like hunched around a table as if there's like something in the middle that they're all looking at, or maybe they're playing some sort of game and it's just too hard to see, so they need to be nice and close. But they've got this like
What if-
hunch.
We go over there and we antagonize them until they start to attack us. And then we just fuck them up.
Why don't we just fuck them up when they leave then?
Yeah, it's better to get him in an alley
Yeah.
when I can
We
get
won't-
a sneak attack on him.
We do want people to know, though, right?
Oh, they'll know.
Yeah, we'll piss on them. Yeah, okay. Let's wait for him to leave.
All right, everyone sits and chills. Eraser
Wait,
has a
here's
couple
the plan.
drinks.
Okay, what we do is, right, we wait for them. When they start to get up to leave, Pigeon, you run out and go and hide somewhere, like, nearby. And then we'll confront them on the street. We'll have a bit of standoff. And then you can sneak up from behind them. Get the old sneak attack in, and then we can finish the rest off.
Yeah.
All right?
That's
Sounds good to me.
it. Just
Wait.
give him a good old shank, kill him on the spot, let everyone know
kill
that it
him,
was
you know.
us.
Maybe we kill one of them, shank the knight.
Yeah,
beat
we
the
gotta
others
we
up.
gotta kill the leader, and then we'll tell the other guys we're sparing them, and they gotta, the fuck out of here. They'll spread the word.
Kill the leader, let the minions go.
That's what they're gonna do to you one day, Eraser.
I laugh.
I would like to step out of character for a second and consider Moot. Do you think maybe this is bait so that we kill the knight, thereby opening the door to some unforeseen problems further down the line?
No, because he's obviously a villain.
Yeah? Okay.
Like,
Yeah, you're
I
probably
mean,
right.
it would kind of be like the same thing as if someone came and killed a racer, right? We would have the choice then, like, do we want to go after him or... But I don't think there's going to be like a big whole thing. No one's
Yeah.
going to come after us for killing Percival.
Is
Yeah,
no one
I-
concerned about fighting a knight?
I'm concerned if we don't get the jump on him.
Yeah, if we need to get the shank on him.
I also think that we should probably buy them some more drinks to get them inebriated.
Why would we do that?
So they're fucking drunk during the fight?
Well, yeah, obviously I get the end goal, but like, what under what pretense are we buying them drinks?
We just buy drinks for the bar.
That's fucking expensive.
It'd be monthly expenses, I think.
What, to buy the whole bar of drinks? I mean, we could, but like, I feel like it's it's going to be a minor impact.
I'm telling you, a +1 against a knight, or a -1 against a knight could save your life.
This guy's not wearing armor. He's going to get fucked up.
We're not wearing armor right now.
Yeah, I know, but. All right,
Very.
go and buy the whole bar of drinks. Go and buy the whole
I'll go
bar.
buy.
15
I'll buy the
drinks
whole
to get this
bar,
guy
like
drunk.
3 rounds of drinks tonight.
That's gonna cost a lot of, like, there's, like 60 people in here.
It's a lot.
Am I gonna? How much gold?
Uh,
What's the number?
it's actually only like 10 gold.
All right, I buy it.
Yeah, okay.
It's off
All
my
right.
character sheet.
Do we
You
also
spend,
drink free
a
drinks?
grand essentially to buy the
we-
the bar a couple of rounds.
Yeah, we drink them too, Nick.
Yeah, so-
You will have your malices. The enemy will have their malices. It's gonna be a
Netting.
wash in the end. Yeah, so we hang out in Rusty's Hook for a nice long time, and these guys, they're like hunched over this. They get drink 1 that's for free. They get drink 2 that's for free. They get drink 3 that's for free. But before it gets too dark, before the sun really begins to set, because it's now May, the sun's out later and later every single day. It's now more than 12 hours of daylight. In the later afternoon, the group gets up and collectively they head out the front
I
door.
kick Pigeon's chair as soon as they start to get up.
Maybe we should follow him home and then get him in the middle of the night. I'm a little buzzed.
I shrug. Whatever.
Eraser's like, yeah. Let's follow him home. Don't need to confront the first time around. Also, I just, I could kill someone if I needed to, but my soul's just not in it right now.
I didn't really need to kill them. Do we not just need to remind them that they fucked the wrong guys and this is our territory and they want to be more careful and they should show a bit of respect?
I mean, we could just send a kid after them to go follow them, but whatever it is, they're leaving now, so we gotta make a call,
Just
one way
let
or
me
the
go
other.
follow him. You guys stay here.
By yourself?
It's easier. It's better. It's harder to get spotted.
You'll be
if it's one
fine.
person.
You'll be fine. I'm getting another drink. Let him
All
go.
right.
As Pigeon leaves, he's really annoying me today, you know? I don't know why he's being so fucking weird about the town and the dwarves. You know, we had a plan. I think the whole thing with Percival's kind of fucked him up, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of
gonna-
fucked me up too, man. I think it had to be done, but I kind of regret it. You know, we could have talked it out, you know? We should have talked it out.
He didn't want to talk it out, boss, you know?
Well, because earlier, you know, this has been an ongoing discussion, and we kept delaying the conversation. We kept being like, oh, yeah, but we'll figure it out. You know, we never... Once upon a time, there was an idea of Steel Team 6, and
I
then
shake my head. I
we
put a
got
hand on his shoulder
money.
and say, listen, boss, you can't be blaming yourself for this. I mean, this isn't our fault, what happened. You know, this is Percival's decision. We just, you know, we're along for the ride. We're the victims here, really.
We're the victims.
I feel like we got the stuff that we wanted, and it didn't make me happy. You know, we're building a lair. We've got all this gold. You know, we stole from the copperheads. We made them shit themselves in the street. We kidnapped nobles. We're filthy rich. And then, you know, brings his volume back down. But I'm not as happy as I was in those early days. You know, when the chase was afoot and when I had to get by on just the skin of my
But
teeth.
that's nostalgia, though, you know? Though it wasn't all roses back then, you know? There was
No, it
hard
was
times
hard.
as well, you know? You were sleeping on a cold stone floor. You know, you could only have 2 drinks, even though you wanted 4. You know, you
But it
couldn't
was
ask
simple.
for
You know-
extra meat at the kebab shop.
There were things I clearly needed, and it was a clear objective. You know, I feel
The thing is,
the complications of the world. I feel responsible. I fucking hate it.
it's
I don't
the
I don't want this.
it's the pursuit that makes us feel alive. It's the chase, you know? And that's why the human condition, we have to keep wanting more because it's the chase that gives us the buzz.
I'll
And that's
give you
why
that.
we can't rest on our laurels. You know, we've got to aim big now.
Well, then let's aim, because I feel like I'm aiming. I feel like I've gone to the loo and I'm pissing over everything. You know, like my stream is split and I'm hitting the seat and the floor and I ain't hitting the toilet, right? I
Yeah.
feel I need clarity.
You know-
I need focus. I need,
We
you know,
need time to think.
I
This
need
is
that
what I'm saying.
hunger. That hunger again.
We need to work out what it is we want. We've just finished a great job. We're due some time off. You know, let's just take a couple of weeks. Let's relax. We'll deal with this Horner fella.
Yeah.
And then, you know, inspirational strike.
I got it, Luther. Got it.
All right, let's hear it. I nudge Sierra. Listen up, boss has got an idea.
What if take all our money? We forget the lair. We move to Crownhold. We start all over in a new city from the ground up. We don't have to worry about any of our baggage. We get to start all over again. You know? Find out who we want to be, what we want to do. Just go back to
know?
the way it was.
Give up the lair?
No,
What
I can't give up.
contacts
It's
here?
fucking
Grom?
so much
The
effort.
grimy gremlin? That chick with the badass sword? Come on, we know so many people here. You just
I
need to
know.
find your mojo again. You just need to find your
I
mojo.
lost my mojo.
You know, listen, I whisper, I lean close and I say, there's a house. Listen, I'm not going to say how I know about this house, but it's in
I don't
the
want women.
outskirts. No, but these are just not just women, because here they're into all kinds of weird stuff. And, you know, I'm no judgment, boss, but I know that you've got, let's say, unique tastes. And I was there many
Buddy.
moons ago, and I walked past a room, and let's say it was evident that certain activities were taking place because of the
No.
the,
Look,
the
I
odor.
just don't.
I just think it makes you
First
feel
off,
better
First off,
to call
no.
one out, you know?
Secondly, like this loss of mojo, it's not just in my big head; it's in my little head too. I just,
Ugh.
I don't feel the
Well, that's it.
desire. the passion.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You need to find the thing. You need to find the thing that's going to get you off. And then that's going to get you your mojo back. You're going to be back to being the biggest, baddest boss all around.
I guess. Where's your mom live?
That's the spirit.
I still didn't even feel good saying it. I'm just fuck, man. This Percival thing's got me all fucked in the head.
It's been like 2 days. Okay, it's bound to be a bit fucked. That's to be expected.
You know what? You know what I need? I need a vacation. I need to take some of this money that we've made. I need to set off on my own. I need to like go to a mountaintop and like pray with some monks or something. I gotta realize how good we have it here. I need to travel, go my own way for a little bit. Not leave Steel Team. I'm not pulling a Percival here. But what if we all took a little bit of a break, a little vacation, went our own ways, did our own things for a minute, you know, came back together, rested with clarity.
A hand on his shoulder. And that's a really good idea. I think you should, you know, get a courage.
You'll probably stab me in the back, kill me.
No.
You and Sierra and Pigeon and
stupid. No. It's obviously not the same, right? You're not leaving for good, and you're not Percival. No disrespect to the man, but things are different. Why didn't you take, a month? Grab a carriage, because Pigeon and I, we had a bit of a vacation out there. We went to Fortune, we stayed at a nice inn.
You did have a vacation while we were locked up.
Exactly. So that's bound to play. Let us. We'll look after the lair. We'll make sure the dwarves keep working. You go and take off for a little bit. Sierra, Lemon, you guys could do the same. Go and take some time. Don't go too far. Don't do anything dangerous. But,
leave you and Pigeon with all of our money back here. Come back and find that you've taken off with all the cash.
What?
Guys,
Oh,
where is this suspicion coming from?
You guys are losing it, man.
Just having fun, man. Just, what's a little murder between brothers?
You guys are taking this far too seriously. We had no choice about Percival. I keep telling you, he brought it on himself.
We had a choice. We didn't have to. We could have let him go. It wasn't betrayal.
He knew what was going to happen. He knew. He wanted it to happen. Would you rather him get captured by the Redcoats? Tortured? Is that what you would have wanted? We
you
did
just
him a favor.
whisper in people's minds and slowly convince them of your way, huh? God, you're good with words. I used to be good with words.
Like 3 days ago, yeah. You're just in a bit of a slump, boss. Cheer up, God. You should bring him, you're bringing me down now, the three of you. Look at you all.
All right. Look. We're going to we promised to deal with this sticky fucker, and then I'm going on vacation.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea.
I'm going to take a vacation. Maybe I'll go to Shirebrook. Maybe I'll go to Crownhold. Maybe I'll go to High Castle, I'll take a...
Yeah, I think High Castle
all right,
would be good, yeah.
Let's deal with this sticky thing as quickly as possible. I gotta get the fuck out of town. I'm getting itchy just sitting here.
I look at Sierra and Lemon. Are they engaged in this conversation?
They'd kind of been doing their own little flirty thingy, and then they started paying attention, and you're like, boss has got a plan. And then he went on like this depressive route, and the two of them just kind of like sat and like leaned near each other and have been watching with very concerned looks on their face. And Lemon gives him like a little, "Oh, there, boss," pat on the shoulder, and leans over and whispers something to him, and he just kind of like brushes her away, and she gets up to get more drinks, and Sierra's like, "Well, why don't we head home where Pigeon can find us? We'll deal with these sticky fuckers, and we'll sort it out from there. Let's just deal with the thing that we have to do now, and then we can wallow in self-pity at the house. It's not a good look, boss, for us to be shouting out how rich we are and then staring into our drinks like we're ready to slit our wrists. Let's go. I think maybe we shouldn't be in public for this moment. Let's go.
Job, Sierra.
Lemon comes back with
All right, we
beers
get a
that
racer up.
are immediately left behind, and the party heads back to their house, leaving.
Wait.
No,
I down my beer.
you down the beer that you just got.
Yeah. What kind of roll are we talking about here to downing the beer? Is that a con roll?
It's
I don't think
definitely
really-
a con roll.
You reckon?
Yeah, can you
Willpower, right?
I
hold
think it might-
all that beer in your belly very
Yeah.
quickly? Are you gonna burp up those?
Boom.
Oh,
Not only do I down one, I slam it down on the table, and then I pick up a second and down that as well.
wow.
Pick a
And I
pigeon's
go,
empty one because he left early.
"Woo!" Yeah, no one's gonna believe me.
Luther riding high, having a great time with these fucking depressos.
I know. I
You
know.
know?
They're really bringing me down. Don't
They're-
bring me down. In the words of the Electric Light Orchestra, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I whistle that as we leave. Do-do-do-do.
You're having a great time. Meanwhile,
I'm trying to be the group's energy, you know?
mhm.
I'm trying to keep us afloat with
Mhm.
optimism.
Meanwhile, sneaking through the streets in the late afternoon, not quite dark, is Pigeon.
Here I
Pigeon-
go killing again.
Nice.
Pigeon. I'm gonna need you to make me some rolls here, Pigeon, because this group that you're following, sure, they've been drinking like you've been drinking. They've been doing stuff, but very quickly with your amazing perception, you're gonna be picking up that this group is maybe a little bit more disciplined than most of the people you know and work with. Like, this is a lifestyle. They're riding high. They're good made men. They're having a good time. They got some worries, but they act like they don't have a care in the world. These people you're working with or you're following, they certainly seem a little bit more like, I've had to fight to survive and I am worried about being attacked. Like, as they're walking, they seem to have some sort of system where someone is always like checking around them. And they're not like having a good time walking down the street like best friends like you guys are when they're walking around. This is much more like structured. Like, they're not here to have
like
a
military.
fun time. Yeah, it's almost militant in their formation. They don't look like they enjoy being thieves, but they look like they are not about to be screwed over. So you're going to need to make me a hide check, just as a representative of their, wow, that's really good, of your ability to remain unseen as they're looking around. It's going to be decent cover. People are out. So yeah, I think that's going to be a modified 36 after everything.
Very good.
It's extremely good roll. They're going to need an incredible roll. They're going to need like a 17 and a natural 20 or something like that. 17 on their perception or on their on their perception. They do not have 17 perception and they did not roll a 20. Yeah. So they're pretty good at spotting things, but Pigeon's a 7th level thief. Pigeon is well adept at looking at someone out of the corner of his giant eyes. So you're never actually really following them. You're just happening to be walking in the same direction as they are. And you can get down this street, Rusty's Hook, you come out, you head down. They go right past where you live, the turnoff to your street, and then they make a turn into one of the side streets opposite of yours.
So they're close by.
They live real close by. Now, when you head down this side street, the hiding situation is going to change. You're changing off of the main thoroughfare where there's lots of people and carts and stuff going on into a much quieter street. This street doesn't have very good cover, and there's not a lot of it. So you would be making your roll at minus probably 8, and you would need to check again if you want to keep coming after these people.
Can I go up a roof? Can I go up to like a roof and follow them that way?
Yeah, you could climb up. You're on a main street right now, so it would be clear to the people around you that you're just scrambling up, but maybe they wouldn't notice, and then you would go
shit,
roof
yeah.
to roof. So if you
There
don't
you go.
care about being seen,
21 for my climb check.
okay, let's take a look at the climbing environment. I think we're at a small malice here. Not a lot. Because, brick wall or stone wall is usually -8 if it's like newly built and well maintained. None of the things here are newly built or well maintained. They're all quite old and decrepit, and all the grout has come out away from them, leaving nice little finger holds. But it's like a 0 modifier is like an average tree. And I think climbing this building is not quite as easy as climbing a tree. So you look around for a way up. You start to make your way. There's like a little gutter, a wooden gutter that you're using to kind of help pull yourself as you're moving between these semi-grouted areas. And the gutter just begins to pull off and fall away, and you got to drop back down.
Lasso to a chimney. So that's an attack roll.
Yeah, but you're in the middle of streets, and there's not a lot of room to perform a lasso maneuver, and there's people
There's not
walking
enough
around.
room to lasso up.
Have you ever seen a cowboy lasso?
No, I
you
know, yeah.
need like 6 feet on either side of you. It's a big motion.
I assume because I failed a climb check, so they're probably pretty good. I'm gonna have to like catch up to them.
Probably.
So I'm gonna tell people nearby, "Hey, get out of my fucking way!" And then I'm gonna start fucking lassoing.
All right, give me a charisma check.
11.
Yeah, you say, "Hey, get out of my way," and some people get out of your way, but then other people who were out of earshot just start walking in. It's the middle of one of the most. Well, it's not the most busy street, but it is the ring road. It goes all the way around town. It's the biggest thoroughfare.
man.
It's the middle of the day. People are walking. Someone starts, making cow noises at you from the safety of, 15 feet away. Some horses are coming by. There's horse shit in the road. It's a mess. And your rolls suck.
All right.
Which is really what it is.
I don't want to take a -8 to go and follow them, but I gotta. So now I will go on over and attempt to catch up.
All right. So give me that -8 on a hide check.
-8.
Ooh, that's going to be, like a 17?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you hurry up down this side street, and they've gotten a little bit ahead of you because you tried to climb and then you tried to lasso, and now you're coming down here nice and quickly. You get to the end to where they went around a corner. You come up and try and do like the quiet, slow peer around the corner. But much to your chagrin, they've stopped around the corner. And as you go to peer your head around the corner, there's someone right there, standing, looking, waiting. Maybe they saw you following. Maybe they just wait around corners. Maybe they're in the middle of some secret crime right now, and this is their lookout. But as you get around here, you come face to face with one of these minions. Not Mr. Sticky himself, but one of his little henchmen minion little fuckers.
Oh, excuse me. I'm coming through.
I don't think so. Actually, I don't think so, she says, as she, puts her chest, I guess you're pretty tall, so she's a little shorter than you, but she kind of like bumps you. She chest bumps you a little bit and goes, "Why don't you head back around the way you came before you get into a problem?"
Since she's shorter than me, what am I seeing them doing over? I guess as she's talking, I'm gonna look directly at what they're doing.
The group of 6 people, which you can clearly see right now, has stopped right around this corner. There is a doorway here, but they don't seem to be paying too much attention to it. The one chick was there waiting for you coming around the corner. There's someone looking the other direction down this other alleyway, and the remaining 4 people were, as you first came around, kind of huddled together looking at something in between them all. And as you came around and she's like, "Get out of here," whoever Mr. Sticky, who was holding this thing, can drop it, held within his hands, maybe underneath his shirt, maybe just in the group where you can't quite see exactly what it was, but there was something they were looking at. and they
All right, I'm
all
gonna
snap
back
their
outta
heads
here.
up.
I know where they're at. We're close to home. My group should be coming home soon. So I'm gonna run back. I'm gonna get out of here.
Run back.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck off out of here.
All right.
So I'm gonna run out of this alley back to where I was lassoing.
Yeah, back to the street. Excellent. You
Uh,
run, and
yeah.
there's a pause, and then you can hear the footsteps behind you. You've run. Someone in this group is giving chase. You're about to be out in that main thoroughfare, but in the meantime, someone is coming after you.
Is it one pair of footsteps?
I suppose you can afford a look over your shoulder. It is 2 people.
Is it the Kel guy or someone else?
It's not the knight. It's 2 of his henchmen.
Okay. I'm gonna run back into the group of the road.
Back into the road. Yeah. Oh, I mean, they're coming and chasing after you. So you can run. You can try to outrun them with strength,
like a
or you can
dex
outrun them with
one.
dex. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Dex check.
Yes, your dex opposed to theirs.
Beatable.
Person 1.
If it was 1, I would have stabbed him. But 2.
2 has 12. All right, so 31 is the best roll that they've got. Someone has 12
got a
dex
29.
and rolled a 19. The first person, as you're running through these streets, you find, what do we call it? There's like a series of horses that are sort of blocking off a section of the street, and you go as if you're going to go into like the room. There, how do we say? There's like a tavern, and there's a little, what do you call like a porch out front of the tavern that people would tie their horses up to. And these horses sort of block much of the road because of the shape of the porch. And so you dart to look as if you're going to go into the building, and then at the last moment, like throw yourself under these horses with a nice little tuck and roll. The person with the lower decks stops. They're not rolling under the horses. It's too dangerous of a task. A horse could kick you and you could die because they roll pretty decent damage, high strength. The second person rolls under the horse as well. And now I'm going to, since they successfully beat you on their decks, they're going to get an opportunity to grab you, which they might miss. Their die roll is a natural 20, and we'll need an opposed strength check. D20 plus 3d6. Ooh, you fail. They
He's a fucking
succeed.
hero.
Oh,
Good
shit.
rolls on their part.
Yeah.
This person gets a hand on you, on your jacket, and like pulls you back towards it. And we
stab
can
him.
initiative it up. Yeah.
Wait, what's the situation? Is it just 2 of them, or is it? Are they
It's
all
just the
pulling?
two
Two
of
of them.
them.
One's back though.
Yeah.
One's like a round away.
Right. Grabbing a random token that we have lying around. Let's use
Die.
the biscuit token. It's not actually biscuit though.
It could never be biscuit.
Who's Biscuit again?
He was the
No
alternative
idea.
to goat
Oh yeah.
that you didn't pick up.
It's quick.
All right. So this guy grabs you by the jacket, pulls you back, pulls out a dagger before you can pull out a dagger, and says, "What are you doing following us?" But holds his action.
He gets stabbed. I mean,
He gets stabbed. Roll me an attack roll.
it's gonna be 2. So here's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Of 20
Ooh, absolutely a hit.
and a 9.
And that's a miss.
Oh,
Go
it's
ahead
a
and
roll to
roll
hit.
me your damage.
3 damage.
They might die to this. Close, but no cigar. They do not have a lot of HP. Their readied action will go off. They will drive a natural
13?
17. Will hit
Yeah.
you for D4 damage.
How much health does Pigeon have?
2.
40.
This guy's got no chance.
Person has literally no chance. They don't realize the danger they're in.
Yeah.
He grabs you. You stab him. He stabs you. He lets go of the grab at this point. This is, he's just been gutted pretty hard. And
Roll back.
rolls initiative.
Come on in, buddy.
You will beat him.
I shank him. 20 and a 20.
Yeah.
And he dies.
Biscuit. We hardly knew you.
Shouldn't
I'm
have been a
looking for the
crit,
one
but doesn't die.
Who's coming behind?
Nope. Everyone else, you've lost sight of the others, but the people around you are starting to cry out. There's a body that's fallen to the ground. This is the time to walk away or run away before
I take
someone.
this guy's dagger.
You take his dagger.
Does he have anything else on? I'm not going through his pockets. I'm just looking for like immediately what dropped off of him.
Just the dagger in his hand. He's got some
I take
loose
his
clothes
dagger.
on. He might
Fuck
have
his
more
clothes.
stuff, but you'd have to like, rummage around through his body.
I look for the other guy. So here's a perception check. 24.
Didn't make it past the horses. Didn't come back around a different way. Must have called off the pursuit.
I'm gonna drag this guy's body out of here.
Now, when you say drag the body, I do want to emphasize that this is on the main road. There are, 30 people around who can see
I
this
don't care.
pretty easily.
We're in my territory.
Okay,
These
that's
are
the
my
attitude.
fucking people. This is my territory. People know who I am. Yeah, I fucking killed this guy.
All right,
The
committing
guards
to
aren't
it.
coming.
Where do you take the
There is
body?
no gods.
I'm just taking it into the alleyway to search it.
All right, you just drag it off into an alleyway
Yeah,
and
I
give it a
loot
good old pat down. You're gonna find an empty coin purse, completely empty, no money whatsoever.
I'll take that. I
Um,
don't have a coin purse. Fuck it.
You are going to find a. And in his pocket, you're going to find another, like in just a pocket, not a coin purse attached to the weight. You're going to find another coin purse whose strings have been cut, as if it belonged to someone else, and they like swiped it and cut it, and then he just like
Okay.
stuffed the purse into his pocket. But it's empty
So
of
just
coins.
taking shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
They're
Nothing
giving
else
someone
serious
else.
on him.
That's
Yeah.
it.
When you look up from rummaging through this person's stuff, you see a couple of people at the end of the alleyway on the main street look in your direction, watching you go through his pockets.
I'll let him know,
This guy's a cut purse.
and I'll
They
show
put
him
their
the
hands
cut
up like, I don't
purse.
want no business. And they take a few steps back, but they remain looky-loos at the scene of the crime.
I don't. Yeah, I just
Why
don't
would you
give a
care?
shit.
Yeah.
I'll leave this guy, and I'm gonna kind of go back towards the alley.
The alley
Or
that they had all
I-
gone to?
Yeah, kinda. But I'll give a glance. Here's a perception check to see if I see Luther in the gang. 28.
Nope, not here.
We're not here. Yeah, I just killed this guy. They're probably waiting for him to come back, which means they're gonna be waiting for me. Which means that I'll go to the house and see if I can get Luther and the boys. So I'll go to the house.
All right. You head to the house. You're going to get there before them. They had a little pity party for a while.
Crybabies.
Yeah. And soon the party is reunited.
Hey, come on. We gotta go. I had to kill one of them.
Wait, what happened? You were just following them.
He started chasing me and he fucking stabbed me.
I show you the scratch.
So wait, what are we going to do?
Well, they were trying to do a heist, I think. It's just up the street. It's like right over here near the main road. They kept looking at something, but then when I came, they looked away and then they sent 2 people after me.
Anyone who harms a member of Steel Team 6 needs to pay the price, says the racer, right? Can't let this...
Yeah. Did he put up much of a fight?
Not at all. He was
Right.
he was just a bona fide bomb.
Sure. Fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go get him, he says half-heartedly.
A racer is this?
Yeah, let me go. Short sword?
Yeah, I go and get my short sword.
Yeah, let's get the... Might as well, right? Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I put my leather armor on.
Oh,
Yeah, put
we're
my armor on as
armoring
well.
up? Oh, okay.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah, let's get the armor. And Racer will go grab some leather armor that's been lying around. Okay.
All right. We're out here looking for a fight.
Lemon stays behind. Sierra, he's probably a full. Why was his
Come
HP
on,
at 10 out of
dwarves.
22? He should be a full, right?
Ah, we don't. Do we need the dwarves? I guess the dwarves are here. They might as well come.
Come on. This is what they're paid for.
All right. You got 2
Yep,
Two.
we got SEAL Team 6.
True.
Oh god, no, can't call it that. Not with those fuckers. I mean, no offense, little guys, but Jesus. The party can head back to that same spot now in armor, drawing plenty of eyes. But when you get back to the location, it is empty. It has been abandoned.
Is there anybody nearby?
Good question. Ooh, no. 3 on a D20 for people who might be about. If there was
Are there
someone
any
who
doors
saw
nearby?
it. Oh yeah, there's a lot of doors and windows.
I'll knock.
Hey, where'd those guys go? Who are out here?
I'll jingle a coin purse.
Yeah, someone opens the door partway and kind of pokes a head out. When you're like, who are those guys around here? Someone's like, I don't know. I don't look outside. What do you
Okay,
want?
where did they go? I'll pay you.
I don't know. I don't look outside.
Okay, do you look outside for this?
I show him 3 gold coins.
Nope, can't help you. And they shut the door.
Oh, I don't like that.
So
I
where
like
were
that
they?
One bit.
They were right around here.
I take him to the spot, Neil. Is there a door nearby?
Yeah, there's the door that they were kind of standing in front of.
I'll pick that door.
Excellent.
I
That is an
check it for
instant pick
traps.
for you.
I check for traps.
No traps. Instantly picked, not a question about it. This is a crappy, primitive lock, like DC 5. One
go
of these
in.
simple wooden nail combos. Yeah. You open the door, throw it open. There's a 1-room flat. It's dim. There's no lights. There's sort of a smell, like a gross smell coming from it. You know, like that gross peasant smell coming from it.
Someone light a torch. Let's check in here. This is where they were at.
Sierra will rummage around in a bag and then say, I don't have any torches. Luther?
I do. I have a torch. I will light a torch, I guess.
You come on in and you find the source of the smell pretty quickly. There's a
Yeah.
body here that has been sitting for a few days, enough that it's a little bit swollen and a little bit stinky. Definitely not made today.
Well, they didn't just do this.
No,
why
they
they were
didn't.
trying to get in here.
I'll check around. Anything interesting?
The place looks like some of it has been ransacked, and the body looks like it has died a violent death. There is a bloody spot near the front where the clothes are. Looks like this person was killed. This woman was killed.
Yeah.
The rest of the
Does
house.
she have a weapon? Does she look like she was defending herself? Or
No defensive wounds, no weapons nearby. You know, the shoes that she is wearing are sort of less practical. Doesn't look like a player at all. Looks like, an innocent. Well, innocent's the wrong word. A civilian, a target. She looks like prey. Yeah. The house has been
Has the
kind of
placement- has
tossed
it
a
been
little
turned
bit.
over? Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like you can almost see the progression of like, we're gonna start here and keep searching, and then like at a certain point the trashedness of the place stops. Like they found whatever they were looking for or gave up and left. It's not. Yeah.
So whatever they were looking for was too hard, and they just gave up and left.
Or
I
they
go and
found
look
it and then moved on. You know.
I guess I go to the last point in the room and look what's there. Is it a dresser? Is it a wardrobe? Is it?
It's part of like it's a cupboard that you might keep foodstuffs in, and there have been things that have been like pulled out. There's like a bunch of carrots that are on the ground starting to get nice and soft and bendy. It looks like someone opened the cupboard, swept out the food, maybe found something in there, or maybe just like this person doesn't have money, but it was a pantry cupboard.
Interesting.
It's
I go
interesting.
into
They had
the,
something that I never saw. Yeah.
bedroom and look maybe for a diary or anything like that. That might give some more information as to who this person is.
It's a 1-room building, so it's just the one big open flat essentially.
Yeah.
What
I go
passes
into
for
the
a bed is sort of a sad sack of hay.
Do
And
they
You can
Okay,
feel
I'm
around
guessing
in
they
it.
haven't got a journal.
No journal. This person's probably illiterate. Yeah.
Do their clothes suggest going anywhere fancy or any indication of what their job might be?
Why don't... why don't you make me a disguise check, actually? If you were wearing these
Disguise check.
clothes, who would you be, is what you're thinking to yourself.
True. 30.
This person is clearly a... there's a term. What's the term for, like, a hawker? Or one of those people that walks around trying to sell things in the street but, like, doesn't have a shop. Like the sort of people who might sell oranges or flowers on the side of the road. Yeah, definitely a lower class person. And I think with a 30, you'll notice the telltale discoloration around the wrist of someone who sells flowers. And like little bits of water have dripped down the flower and onto the wrist, and the cuff on the wrist has a, that green stain of like plant juice dripping down.
I keep that to myself, I guess. I shrug and say, this seems like a nobody.
Wonder what they were doing out here. All right, well, I mean, we gotta ask around and find where they live now.
Yeah.
No, we did just kill one of them. They might be on high alert. Shouldn't we just hire some kids to do this for us? Aren't we a little bit too good for just searching the streets for a person? Says Sierra. Isn't that the point of all this wealth we've acquired? Just farm it out.
I agree. Let's hire some kids.
Good.
Wait a few days.
Let's go back.
Eraser's like, no, fuck that. I want this to be done. You didn't hear it, Pigeon, but I'm going on a trip. I'm taking a vacation after this. We need to finish this up right now.
Right now.
Let's fucking do
where
it.
they live.
I don't mind.
You know
Yeah,
what?
Let's do it.
Let's bust open that door, beat the shit out of that person who said they didn't see anything,
He
kick
saw
them until they
something.
talk.
How do you know they saw something?
Well, let's
If
go
they-
find out. I
Is
like
this
this
our,
side of Eraser.
is this
That's
our
it,
territory,
Pigeon.
Neil, or not?
No, it's not.
Oh, fuck it then.
I'll
You know
go
what?
over to there.
Yeah, we'll kick it. And if they don't know anything, they'll at least tell us who knows something, right? Just beat them until they talk. Get the fuck
Let's not kick it open. Let's just pick it open. I can do it in a second.
Fine.
I'll pick it open. I
Yep.
don't check for traps.
It's opened instantly, easily. You throw open the doors, and there's that same woman who had opened it earlier, and she's sitting at a loom. And again, just a one-room building. She's got a big old pile of wool next to her, and the thread that she's spinning from the loom. And she pauses her pedal work as the door opens.
I stay outside on the street.
The silhouettes of scary men appear in the setting light. Eraser pushes to the front. You there, you spinster wench son of a bitch. You're gonna tell us everything you fucking know about those sticky fingers in that goddamn night. You're gonna tell us now, or my man Pigeon here is gonna pluck your eyes out and squeeze them around that thread, through that loom, that spinning wheel, and he's... and the person in question botches their morale check. No way. I didn't see anything, I swear. And Eraser looks at you, Pigeon, and says, fuck her up. How far will you go with this, Pigeon? Eraser's having a crisis. He's breaking down. How far do you go?
Pigeon's he's in a bit of a murdering mood today. So he's not gonna go to murder yet. But he definitely will stab her one time in the side.
She'll die. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah,
While
give her
Pigeon's
a
murdering
little
old ladies.
stabby stab.
Is there any way I can reduce the die roll on this? Here is the reason of why. I feel like if you stab someone with a dagger and you're going full force and you're trying to really like push it in them, you would get the D4. But if I'm only like going half force, I would likely get D2.
Yeah, that sounds perfectly reasonable to me, especially if you're doing like a more slashing motion than a stabbing motion. You can absolutely do
16 for 2.
Perfect. You slice her over the side. She gives out a scream and a cry and falls to the ground and goes, "They'll kill me!"
We'll kill you, you fucking moron.
Eraser knocks her, fully knocks her to the ground and goes and steps on her chest. It says, Pigeon, I want you to put that dagger right next to her eye, because there are things in this life that are a hell of a lot worse than death. Those fuckers, they might kill you, but will make you die slowly. And
I'll do it.
we'll enjoy it while we do it. You don't even know who we are. We're real tough sons of bitches, and this is our turf, and we don't want to deal with any of these fucking bullshit. So where is the sticky bitch?
She sees the dagger coming slowly towards her eye.
Oh no, her race has finally been corrupted by Pigeon. This is awful.
He's right. He's fucking in
Tides
it
are
now.
shifting.
He gets it.
Trump's won the election. Democracy's being overthrown.
Well, where is it? I'm gonna stab your eye out, man.
The house across the street.
Thank you.
Isn't that where we just were?
It is. Eraser, moves his weight. We were just in there. There's only dead bodies. A dead body that you'll be joining soon. And the woman's like, I don't know, but they always go into that house.
Oh, they're hiding in there. There must be a lair.
All right.
Well, boss, are we killing her?
Why don't we take some of this string, he says, and he gets wraps. She's making just like a long thing of string, right? So he loops it, 10, 20 times so it forms like a nice thick section, and he pulls it round her head and ties it back over the loom and tries to find a way so it's like under enough tension that it'll like slightly choke her but not actually kill her. Just put her in
Can I just ask, is Sierra outside with me, or is he bearing witness to this torture of old
the
ladies?
dwarves are outside with you. Sierra is inside watching.
Okay.
All right.
The strangulation, the spinning wheel is not, I keep saying loom, I mean spinning wheel. The spinning wheel is not great for semi-choking a person. So after a few minutes of, trying to improvise a really fun thing and it doesn't work, he just kind of tosses her to the ground and goes, we're going over there. And if it's a lie or if it's a trap, we're going to come back and get you.
We're gonna get you.
And then he heads outside, looks to the dwarf, looks to Luther. She says they're in there somewhere.
In there?
Yeah, they got a lair, man.
All right, I go back in.
Everyone walks in. The dwarves
rummage.
stand outside. Dwarves come in.
One stands outside, one comes in.
Okay.
Unless
I
they
go
wanna be
back to
together.
the food shelf, Neil, and this time I'm going to look for some sort of mechanism hidden around there.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, well, it's not the best.
Ah.
Oh. It is the best. 28. Thinking that maybe they were maybe there is a place that they've hidden, and maybe they were looking for the way to open it.
There is indeed a false back on this pantry that you find. It has like you push on it and it clicks away, and then it clicks back, and then it swings open, revealing that the pantry is a fake entrance.
We're going
Ta-da.
in.
And Sierra will say, oh, very clever. Would never think to use dead bodies to disguise my front door.
That is a good idea.
Yeah,
It
we
is
should
clever,
do that
yeah.
in the future.
And
All right,
then
guys,
the boss,
Traps. Be careful.
not only traps, but hold on. And he takes a step back away from the fake door. I just had a chill run through my spine. These people, that body's old, but it's not that old. So these are the sorts of people who are just killing folks so they have a constant supply of fresh bodies to guard their front door?
No, because look, this isn't their lair. They were clearly looking for it, right?
You think this is just a convenient...
I motion to
Yeah,
I
boss, I
motion
think
to
they're-
all of the stuff that's been ransacked.
I think they're on a
up to this
job
point.
right now, and I think that they're down there looting this place. And I think they sent that guy to deal with me, and they're just assuming that he's doing it. Let's wait up here and hide. They gotta come up at some point.
Okay.
So close that and let's hide in here. Let's get ready.
Okay.
You heard the man. And he calls in the dwarf from outside and shuts the front door as well. So the 6 of you are all, 5 of you, because no, 6 of you are just inside this small, dimly lit, one-room house. You know, there's upstairs, but you go outside. You have to go outside to go upstairs, and it's a different person's house upstairs. And you wait. And after 15 minutes of waiting, Sarah's like, "Well, it could be a while. We're gonna wait all night."
Here,
I've got an idea.
open it and let's do an eavesdrop.
Why don't we send one of the dwarves to the pub and bring back some beer?
No.
What do you mean if we're just going to be...
Shh, I'm trying to listen.
I'm gonna do a
Let's listen
perception
to
check to
something.
see if I can hear anything down there.
Okay.
22.
You can hear the dripping of water. There's some sort of something
Oh, it probably goes
leaking
big
and dripping
down
down onto
then.
steps.
I think this goes really deep down. I just hear water dripping.
Was there light coming down from down there?
Mm-mm.
Maybe it's a secret entrance to a tunnel.
We should go check it out.
I thought we should
There we go.
ambush.
Yeah, but I don't
Hey.
think they're coming.
Let's just go check it out. What are we scared of?
Come on, Eraser, you want to deal with this tonight, right?
I do. I want this to be over with.
Then let's get
Alright.
in there. Come on, dwarves,
Pitch.
lead the way. You have good
Luke-
night vision.
No, you
One of the
Pigeon.
dwarves is like, hold on. We're bodyguards. We're here to protect you from the other things.
All right,
If
I'll
we're
lead
going to
the
be
way, I'll lead
doing
the
the
way. Come
frontal
on.
assaults,
Yeah.
you're going to need to pay us a hell of a lot more.
I'll
Guys,
throw 4 gold in
dwarves,
their
you
hands.
guys stay back here.
I give them each 2 gold.
Come on.
Well, we want a percentage. We're going to be at the front of the fight and not just general purpose bodyguards. Equal cut.
You don't need to be at the front. Just come with.
We'll give you an equal cut on this one.
Racer looks. We don't give them
Yeah,
equal
what are you
cuts.
talking about?
No fucking way. Sarah's like,
we've
that
been
sounds
paying you
reasonable.
guys. We've been paying you guys for months now. We don't. You're right. You don't have to go first, but just follow us up. We get into
Yeah.
a fight. That's what you're there for.
They'll acquiesce to that.
All right.
Who's
Yeah,
front
let's
and
go.
center?
Pigeon.
By me.
Pigeon. Heading down
He's
the
checking
stairs.
for traps.
Yeah, I'm gonna be checking for traps, Neil. This is a very scary one. We're gonna need a light. I mean,
Before you make your checking for traps roll, why don't we take a short
Checking for
break? I need to go refill my tea. We'll come back on the other side with a little more Hardly Heroes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, everybody. We're headed down the stairs.
Luther's probably got the hooded lantern, or someone does. the
We
bullseye
have
lantern.
a torch, maybe? No one grabbed lanterns.
I have torches and the bullseye lantern.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, he's got the
You
bullseye.
carry it with you everywhere. Nice.
So I will hold my lantern in my offhand,
You should go first then, right?
and then I hand the torch to one of the dwarves at the back.
Fair.
And I don't want to go first, but I will shine the lantern for you so you can see where you're going.
And you'll give them the AC negatives, right?
If you're
Why is
getting
it
it right
AC
in their
negatives?
face, absolutely.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Don't forget about that. All right, yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Right.
Check for traps. I mean, what is that?
Perception check.
locks check?
Pick locks.
Oh, perception.
Well, pick locks on a lock itself, just in a area.
Perception.
I mean, it would be a perception check, but that also means you're going very slowly, which I don't know if this is a problem. You've got the light. Light will probably
Yeah.
give away your position if you're going slowly. Just heads up.
I think our position's gonna get given away no matter what.
Perfect.
Even if we
We
go
have to go
fast,
slow.
a light would be coming, so we're gonna go slow. So here's my perception check. 27.
Excellent. You start walking down, and this is an declined slope, not a staircase. Dirt on the floor. This top area has like some woodworked walls. But as you descend underneath, it quickly gives way to very loose architecture supporting the roof. You can see signs of like cave-ins that have happened where there's still like a little bit of dirt that is piled in one area where the cave-in probably happened and they just didn't haul everything out. And then there's like extra framing around that one spot.
Okay.
When you get down maybe 15 feet below level of the city, down well into the tunnel layer, it flattens out. And you can shine the bullseye lantern pretty far. And you can see well down, what's the bullseye lantern's got a range of like 60 feet or something, right? You can see that this tunnel is going right across the main boulevard, right across that main ring road, and then there's a slope up on the other side. But halfway across that boulevard, there's actually a tangent tunnel, if that makes sense.
Can you mark whereabouts we are, Neil, on the map?
Yeah, so the party is presently like right here. That's the
entrance.
Yeah, that's the entrance. And
we're moving towards the boulevard, so it's not too far from our base then.
Correct. And you're headed, roughly in that direction.
Oh. And then the tangential path goes which direction?
It would take a right. So it would go up the boulevard. Although it's hard to tell like exactly where you are. Maybe it's on one side or the other side of the boulevard, or maybe it's down the very center of it. It's hard to get an exact position. But it does cross.
Do we see any footsteps in the dirt?
The earth is hard packed. There are lots of prints going back and forth. No one here has the tracking proficiency, but you can make me a perception check at half perception.
Okay.
No.
That would be no. Yeah.
How wide is the tunnel, Neil?
5 feet
like
wide.
one man.
Yeah, one man wide.
And it's the same for the path that goes down the boulevard as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This doesn't. You wouldn't haul, tons of supplies here, but you could move people this way.
Let's go the way towards our base first. Fuck it.
Yeah. Is that the carrying on, or is that turning right?
Neil?
I thought that was your decision. Are
you going this way?
Both technically go across. They both head towards your house. So which one do you want to do?
Let's go straight.
Okay.
Right. As you get to that section that cuts to the right, take a peer down that area, and you can see that this path, as the lantern comes to peer around, this path goes, well, it probably heads off actually into darkness beyond the end of your light.
Wow.
But you don't see anything, so that's a good sign. You cross,
we can
you
go,
head up the incline on the other side, and there is the back of a trap door over here. There's a clear handle where you would trigger it, and there's a false wall, and the door pulls in towards you. It's all very apparent. You have no idea what building this is or where it is, other than it's on the other side of the street.
Can you describe that again? It's a trap door, meaning it's going
like a
down?
false door, like the
False
one that you
door.
came in. Yeah.
It's like a false. It's a hidden door.
Hidden door. Yeah.
Okay. Is there marks in the dirt, like where this door opens?
The door's lifted just a little bit above the earth. Yeah.
I whisper. My feeling is we should go back and check the other way before.
I agree.
We go back.
Okay. You head back. You start to head down the other route. Your light shining well ahead of you into the darkness.
Yeah.
Pigeon at the front of the party. Go ahead and make me another perception check at -3.
31.
Excellent roll, sir.
They're trying to hide from us, but you see him with your elven eyes.
And my Ellen cock.
Yeah. Twist at the end of Hardly Heroes is that Pigeon's father is actually an elf. That's why he's so skinny and weird looking.
You rolled a 31.
Yep.
Perfect. Pigeon, you guys get maybe 50 feet down this passageway when you begin to hear the distant sounds of like brass ringing on stone or earth or something. Like you can hear the sound of someone digging or digging. You think you hear the sound of someone digging with tools.
I'll whisper that.
Yeah, you're the sound of someone digging. We should turn our light off.
Yeah, I kill a light. I tell a dwarf to kill his light.
Yep, the lights are all out.
We form a conga line.
Conga line formed, feeling in the darkness as you move forward, the sound of digging getting louder and louder.
Do we have
Eventually,
lights?
Nope. Eventually, you come to a like an intersection. You're feeling along the walls, and then the walls fall away to your left and your right side. But you hear distinctly from your right side the sound of digging. Definitely coming from the right side.
How close? How close?
In the tunnels, it's hard to tell, you know? Sounds echo awkwardly in here.
But we don't see any light at all.
Not yet.
Okay. Should we turn our light back on for a second just to go a bearing?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Just the
light my
torch, or
lantern.
just the lantern.
Yeah,
And then shine
it's
it
difficult
around.
to light the lantern in the dark. You know, you got to get your flint and tinder and sort of like try and get a spark while you're feeling the wick of the lantern. Then your hands get some oil on it. It
Yeah,
takes a minute.
luckily, I'm
It's
an
not-
expert lantern lighter.
Yeah,
Like you said, I carry it with me everywhere I go, so you know.
yeah. You
I know
get
this
it
lantern
going.
like the back of my hand.
I just need to. And I understand that you get this, but some of our viewers might not have seen a lot of D&D campaigns. They might not appreciate that it's more than like a flick of a switch. That it's a time-intensive process to get these things up and going. Old technology sucks. You know, let's
Yeah.
not romanticize it. You get the lantern flipped on. You can see that it's not a two-way intersection. It's not just left and right. It's left, right, and forward. You couldn't feel the lack of wall in front of you. It's a full four-way intersection. To your
But it's
right,
the same type of tunnel, yeah?
yeah, same type of tunnel. To your right is definitely where the sounds are coming from, but the rightward tunnel is awkward. Like it goes right for maybe 10 feet and then it immediately makes like a weird diagonal turn. Like an awkward diagonal turn. You know, like you've been coming down a passageway and you finally come to this like four-way intersection and you go right, but then like the tunnel does that. It's an odd shape.
I kill a lantern and then say, all right, what should we do?
Racer says, fucking go get him. No guts, no glory.
Let's get him.
All right.
Go get Pigeon, you go get him.
Right.
All right.
Am I able to sneak up?
Yeah, you can sneak along this passageway as best as you can.
Yeah.
And eventually, you do see like the reflection of reflected light down this awkward angled tunnel.
I'm gonna sit here for a
this?
second and just listen.
You can now
Any
hear
perception
the
check?
sounds of voices and digging. You can't make
What are
out
they
what the
saying?
voices are saying with a perception check. You'd need to make an eavesdrop at, a huge penalty.
Well, I mean, fuck it. I'll just give it. Why not?
Yeah,
I
you
can't hear
definitely
anything.
don't hear that.
I'll keep going. Obviously, with the group, I hope.
Yeah, whole group is
just me.
coming together.
Okay. We're
Um,
going very slowly. We
Mhm.
kind of want to get a sneak attack here.
Yeah, well, the light gets brighter and brighter the further you go down this tunnel, and soon the voices become apparent. You can hear someone say, like, all right, stop, hold on. Another measurement. Wait, everyone, head back. Start from the post. And then the light begins to get brighter and brighter as the sound of footsteps. The sound of digging falls away, and the sound of
It's fine.
footsteps
We'll
picks up.
Wait.
Hmm.
From the post, we don't see any post. Do we
You
assume
don't
it's
see
not
a
near
post
us,
because
so
it's
we'll
dark.
wait.
Yeah.
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 But as the light gets brighter, you do see that this curved tunnel has straightened out, and eventually in front of you, you do see a post get backlit by an approaching torch or lantern.
Okay.
Back up.
Would I?
Back up.
Yeah, I'll back up. I would assume that if I can see the post, they can see me. So we'll back up.
Yeah.
You can back and back and back, and soon sure enough, there's a lantern, not a lantern, a torch being carried by someone who's being followed by another. It's still just 5 feet wide, 8 feet tall or so, probably closer to 7. And these people walk up to this post in the ground, and the one with the torch turns his back to it. The torch only illuminates like a 20-foot globe, and you're pretty far away. And he puts his heel, and then he starts pacing out steps from that spot. And then
I'm gonna listen, just to what
They're
he's talking
digging somewhere
about.
specific, aren't they?
Yeah, and I need to hear that.
Give me an eavesdrop again, because the voices are more
Okay,
quiet
wait,
now.
I mean, we're all listening. I feel like all of us
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be able to.
Everyone
Everybody- yeah.
drops an eavesdrop then.
26.
Well, Pigeon's got it.
22. Yeah.
The voice says, and? Yeah. That's it. It's right here. Should be straight above us, boss. All right. Good job, everybody. Look, we're gonna get rest. We're gonna come back and make this happen. Okay?
I say I think we should back up now to the intersection.
Get your
Agreed, and we
supplies.
should- Yeah.
Grab
come
the
on,
extra sacks of earth. We'll take it out.
We start leaving.
You guys begin to
Are we
hurry.
leaving? Are we leaving, or are we going to ambush them at the intersection?
We're going to ambush at the intersection.
Yeah.
You get to the intersection.
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Either side.
We assume the way they're going is back towards the way we came.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to split ourselves like 2 down that way and then 2 down the other 2 ways as well.
Yeah.
Maybe
The goal
like
is just
5
to
or 10
attack them
feet from
instantly
the
as soon as they
intersection
come.
it is. Does this make sense, Neil? I can draw it for you. if
Yeah, I
you'd like.
think you wanted 2 of you on the left side, 2 of you on the right side, and 2 of you in front of them, right?
Yeah, it's like they're coming this way, and they're presuming they're going to go down this way. We're going to put like, like this. But it's actually a little bit further back. And I'm going to attack them when they get to the intersection.
I'm going to physics. You can cut this. I'm going to make a little map here for us to play with.
Oh, okay. We're doing a little mappy map.
Just a gentle little mappy map.
Eraser wanted this to be quick. I get the feeling this is going to be a bigger fight than we bargained for, but...
We're used to it.
Now, remember, these are narrow tunnels, 5 feet wide.
Oh,
Only
yeah.
one person can fight at a time.
Can they, though? Or can we squeeze and get
You,
-1 or something?
you could get penalties to your hit and your AC if you want.
Tunnel snakes rule.
How much is the penalty?
If we knew which way they were going, we could just wait wherever they're coming from.
What do you mean?
So, like, they're either going down this hall to go up into the earth, right? Or they're coming back this way to
They're
go
coming,
back.
They're coming back this way to go back out.
You think so? Why not
Yeah.
the other way?
Because he said we need to go and get some rest, and this is the way they came in, so...
No, I know. But there's 2 branching paths, right? There was the one that we went down first, and there's the one to go back out to the street, right? If we know exactly which way they're gonna go,
Oh, I guess they could go to the false door, is that what you're saying?
yeah.
I guess. But they just came from outside, which makes me think that their home is outside.
Yeah. Because otherwise they would go from wherever
Yeah.
that other place is down here to over.
Yeah.
I think it's fine to get them in the tunnels. What do you think? Let's think about this reasonably. If you're a better fighter,
Yeah, if you're a better fighter, I mean,
then
this
you
technically
want
does
to
help
go
them.
one-on-one. If they're a better fighter, it would help them. If we're better fighters, it helps us.
Their minions are weak, though, aren't they? Like, we've just
Yeah.
got so much more HP than them. We just need you to tank the knight with your AC and your HP, really, while we deal
16
with the
AC.
others. And then we surround him.
Well, there's no surrounding, right? We're in 5 feet corridor.
Yeah, but once we kill the others, then we can surround him. Or at least
In the tunnel.
get behind him.
Yeah.
I guess maybe don't cut that physics.
Yeah, you can
No,
add
it's
that for
fine.
physics. That doesn't matter.
Okay, whatever. Also,
Whatever you want to do.
we've got the fucking lantern, baby. They're not gonna be able to see shit.
That's true. That's true. We got the lantern, man. -2 to hit, -2 to AC, I think.
No, because it might affect. Because we're coming from all angles, the lantern might
Well,
end up
the
hurting.
we're coming from 2
issue with
angles.
the lantern is that you can't light it in the middle of combat, and it sort of needs to be lit before you can
Oh, true.
use
We're
it.
coming from 3 angles, though. Really? No.
Dude, we'll see a map. We'll see a map.
Yeah, I drew it out for you though. Top left.
Yeah, but he's gonna draw the real map.
This is a little bit nicer.
Oh, there
maybe.
is 3 angles. I see. So one of them's coming like this way, Neil.
Hold on. Let me get tokens for everyone. Pigeon, Luther, Eraser, Sierra. Where? Oh, we don't have dwarf tokens. Who did we use for the dwarves last time? We used these bandit tokens, didn't we?
Yeah. it looks
Represent
like
our dwarves.
Do
Perfect.
we not have dwarf tokens?
I think
feel like
what
we-
happens is that every time we have something, I'm like, oh, we don't have dwarf tokens. I'll make it next time, but then we use some other token, and that makes me forget
do you
to
not-
make
works,
the dwarf
yeah.
tokens.
Do you not have like just some dwarf tokens you can just pull in
I
on?
do. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not
just pull in
associated
some
with the character
dwarfs.
sheet. You know, there's a whole.
It's a whole thing.
That's a
These
thing,
guys look
Bob.
fine. Which way did we just come from? Which is where they would come from?
The party initially came down this way and then
Yeah.
went up and is now coming back down.
Okay, so where all of they are is up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, formations, everybody. What do you think, Nick? Me up like this?
Come a little bit further back just in case.
Yeah.
We want them to like come into the tunnel a little bit before we spring the trap.
We'll have Eraser and Sierra in the left side,
Yeah.
and
And
then
then
we'll
a
have
dwarf behind me and you.
Yeah.
We can't move through the tokens, Neil, but
Yeah, I'll get you.
Am I able to fight over a dwarf?
No.
oh, true.
I'm so tall.
No.
True.
It's the
You should be able
reach, not
to.
the height.
No?
That makes sense, yeah. That's actually a genius idea. Have a dwarf
That's
with a
such a good
shield who
reason
just
to have
like
dwarves.
sits in
Yeah.
front.
Even better, just like a really strong note.
Yeah.
So he's like literally no bigger than the shield. You don't treat it as a shield, but you treat it as light cover. It's just covering your legs.
So we're here. Let's get rid of these arrows. We know that you have just come from the up direction. You initially came from the right direction, following all of this stuff. And where is the party going to set up now, knowing
Okay,
full
so-
well that you're not going to have like light, but they will?
Well, they're bringing the light
Eraser,
to us.
Sierra,
That's true.
dwarf.
Risa, Sierra, dwarf. Okay.
You've got Sierra and Eraser the wrong way around.
Whoops. Woo. Okay. So, Pigeon and one of
But
your
move-
dwarves.
Can you set them back a little bit from the intersection?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll be a little bit further back too.
Yeah. Perfect. This
So-
way they can't not be ambushed.
That's right. And our trigger for this ambush is going to be what?
When Pigeon runs up and fucking shanks a guy.
I think like as soon as
Alright.
they walk into someone, right?
Yeah. When they walk into here, you know, Pigeon will start seeing the light about here, and then I'm gonna charge.
Yeah, they're gonna see Pigeon.
Yeah.
They're gonna attack Pigeon.
Well,
and
no,
then
they're not gonna see me. I'm gonna attack first.
No, because they've got the light, right?
Yeah, but their leg goes 20 feet out.
Oh, it's only 20 feet.
That's usually what it is, I thought.
I think a lantern's more than that. Well, we'll see what happens.
A
Swear,
lantern's
I'll see.
way more, but they've just got a little torch.
Oh, okay.
Movement, vision, light.
Who, I guess
They're tired after
I feel like at this
walking.
point we've talked ourselves into just killing these guys, so I guess it doesn't really matter what we're gonna say to them. But
No, it doesn't, because we also have their heist, whatever
Yeah.
it may be. So maybe we don't kill them all. Maybe we just... I go.
The guy in the front
if they're
gets to
there, I
about
go.
here, and that's when Pigeon.
no, we don't want to wait. We want to give them chance to.
No, this is perfect. This is perfect
is a
because he
good-
gets to
this
about
is- yeah.
here, and his light does go out about 20 feet, which doesn't see Luther, doesn't see Pigeon, but Eraser's just a little bit close. And so as he gets to the intersection, he does like a quick look. He sees Eraser, and you can all see that he's like seeing Eraser. And as he goes to shout that there's a problem,
We roll initiative.
initiative is rolled.
Do I get to go first since I...
I
We
will
should-
give
we should
all
get a
of them a
surprise round, right?
delay on
Okay.
initiative. I'll give them a delay, not quite a surprise round, because your
As well.
your incentive to attack is right around the same time that they're noticing something
Yeah.
going on, and they are not uncautious individuals.
This guy's got his whole little own story. He used to be a knight, turned to the dark side, found a crew, moved to the big city, got a lead, dug a tunnel. Oh, I'm just been shanked. Unlucky. Guess we'll never hear the end of that story.
Okay, I think initiative, this is what we want. They're not actually quaffing potions, but that's the correct initiative speed for their weapons plus a delay.
They all drink a potion of heroism, every single one of them. No, or a haste potion, that would be crazy.
That's hilarious.
Okay, and Eraser's going with the short sword, and Sierra's going with the short sword, and Dwarf is going with a club, which is just movement.
Damn,
and
this
Dwarf
is a
going
bad
club.
spot to get jumped on.
Well, the thing is, if we all rush forward and attack them here, where it's 3-on-1, they'll just back off into the tunnel, and then it's 1-on-1. I feel like we kind of actually want to let them come in a little bit so they can't retreat so easily.
The first person who's near the front and can move, because like technically it's one of these guys in the back and one of these dwarves that is first, but they're not going to shift through the whole Congo line. That doesn't really make sense to jump through 5 people.
Yeah.
So Luther is really the one who's in the front who can act first. So Luther, you see the guy look, call out ambush, and you're the first one to actually.
He's looking at Eraser though, right?
Yeah, he came out and he looked left towards you, and he looked right, and then he saw Eraser, and he turned to face him as he's calling out this danger.
Is there any world where I can get a sneak attack on this guy or not? Like, I know that this fella might see me.
No, I think he's ready for combat, and yeah, you really need to. They need to be not expecting any combat for a sneak attack.
I back attack him.
Yeah, you come up behind him. Give me that roll to hit.
+4. Is it surprise? He doesn't know someone's coming from behind him.
He doesn't know that someone's coming from behind him. He did just look over there, but there are he did call out ambush. I'll give you a 3, 2 for back attack and 1 for not entirely expecting. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Get ready. Here comes a Nick roll.
13.
Okay,
that's a hit.
Yeah. You plunge your short sword into this light bearer. Minimal damage.
There it is.
He turns at the last moment. You just go across the side. He screams but doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Your dwarven friend piles up real close behind you. The sticky bandit that you just got turns to face you. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He's a smart cookie. He's going to take an attack of opportunity. He gets hit in the back as he goes towards the racer. Now it's only a +2 this time.
Genius.
Okay. Yeah, this guy's
Oh,
he's
this guy's
operating
a-
on it.
This guy's
He's
a fucking
operating on
genius,
another
man.
level. 10. That's a
It's
hit.
a
Neil.
hit. But can you do
6.
Yes, you can do enough. It's barely enough. He's used to maybe getting his way. He runs, grabbing his weapon at his side, stumbles here, drops to the ground, and slowly, crumples and falls, his torch lying down, sort of sputtering in the dark.
I can't wait for this night to 1v6 us.
I'm gonna mechanically charge.
+2 to hit.
Here you go. That's a 10.
Oh, nice.
That'll hit. Yeah. You get right up next to him. Your your dagger flows towards his body.
It's a 2.
2.
okay,
Barely dents
and then
him.
I'll hit him with my magic throwing dagger. I'm not throwing it though.
Mm-hmm.
For
Critical hit.
Ooh.
Do you want to roll on the crit table? Or it's a saving throw, I guess.
Well, it is a saving throw. Natural 20.
For 6 damage.
Oof.
Shing.
Ooh, he's tough, this one.
This one's tough. A lot of HP. It's Eraser's turn. He's ready. He just wants this to be over. So he hurries over the corpse of this guy who's got the torch, gets his short sword, and plunges it into the guy in front of you
Get
for
him.
a fucking great damage. Not quite killing the guy, but getting close. The guy behind can't do anything. this one right here, literally down at 1 HP. Maybe not the most exciting battle track. We're going to switch
His
it up.
boss, right, could switch positions with him, giving us all an opportunity to attack against the boss, but thereby saving the life of his minion.
He could do that.
Be a hero of a boss.
That would be a
The
hero
hero.
boss move.
This guy, coward that he is, drops to the ground and just, tries to withdraw by making himself small and creep away, but there's really
I'll let
nowhere for him to
crawl
go.
by, and I won't attack him.
He tries
do
to
that?
shrink himself into the smallest thing and pulls himself into this corner.
That's fine.
This is a withdrawal and making himself small.
Yep.
Do you know what the ultimate scare your players move now would be, Neil? For Sticky to kill that guy with his attack. And
You
then
want him
walk
to
forward.
waste an attack. I see.
Yeah, but like it's a show
That
of
would
like,
be scary,
don't be a fucking coward. Like I'm gonna kill you, and now I'm gonna kill these guys.
Oh,
on
his
my own.
name's Sticky. It's a good name.
Yeah. So it's not Sticky Fingers, it's Sticky's fingers. They are his fingers. He is the thumb.
Perfect.
What does Sticky do?
Sierra gets as close as he can. Sword out. Sticky goes next. And he tells his men, back up,
Oh.
and holds his ground, leaving the next bandit to back up.
Right.
And leaving us with top of the order.
We reroll.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, we're re-rolling?
Yep.
What's the floor like here?
Dirt.
Nick, you're gonna like this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whip it into him.
Yeah, I'm gonna like it. You should lasso this guy as well. That would be awesome.
It's too small
Neil,
to lasso.
I am rolling
Too
with
tight
my
corridors to lasso.
short sword. But what I would actually like to do is something slightly different.
Sure. What would you like to do?
Throw a rock or dirt in his face.
Ah, yeah. Good old sand in the face.
Yeah.
I'm
Pigeon,
gonna-
you rolled a fantastic initiative.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Back
throw
up a little bit,
Okay.
just like to here, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw my magic dagger at this guy. Yeah, I mean, I think I got all my bonuses, so here we go.
That's a hit.
Okay, and it does double damage.
Wait. Why are you rolling with a +8 on this one?
So I get extra for throwing from my dex, I think.
Yeah.
And then I get
Oh.
2 to hit from the
Thief
stupid.
level.
Yeah. No, that's from
Should be 3
the.
from
That's
that.
from the. It's 4 from that. I'm level 7. It's from the dagger itself. So I get 4 from level, and then I get an extra 2 because of the dex, and I'm throwing,
Yeah. No, makes sense. Yeah.
And 2 from the magic of the dagger.
and 2
Yeah.
from magic of the dagger. Yep.
Yeah. And I do believe
what
it is
is
2d4 damage, right? That's what it says on your character
Mm.
sheet.
Yeah, I just want to.
I can double check.
It's OP.
I just changed it to 2d4. So because
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's what it does. I think it does double damage on a thrown attack, but I want to make sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think an OP item though. So
A
it's good.
successful hit when it is thrown will inflict twice normal dagger damage, plus
Alright, here you
the
go.
bonus by the blade.
8.
8. Excellent. All right.
Pretty tough though.
And then can I think I might have to step up and stab him. Yeah, I got another dagger. I'm going to step up and I'm going to stab him with my SEAL Team 6 dagger.
You approach, dagger in hand.
Here you
You're
go.
about to get fucked up, bro.
20.
20 is a hit, not a crit. 3
3.
points of damage. And as you step
Am
up,
I-
he will, his readied actions from last round trigger. He stabs you once with his short sword from his left hand.
It's a hit.
You'll take 4.
It's not bad.
And he'll stab you once with the short sword from the other hand. 9's a miss. Whoosh. And now it's his turn. So he
Come
will
on,
once again.
Sticky.
Left hand, 11 is a
Miss.
miss. Right hand, 15 is
Miss.
a hit. Is a miss? You
Yeah,
have 16 AC? What?
3 from
Excellent.
Dex and something from the armor.
3 from your armor. All right. He needs 16s. Excellent. And are you leaving now to provoke an attack of opportunity as well?
No.
Okay. Dwarf can't do anything. Other bandit is leaving. Other bandit is leaving. Luther.
I can't attack Sticky, right?
Correct.
I couldn't even effectively throw dirt in his eye.
Correct.
I
It
kill
is-
this cowardly little bitch that's like stood just there.
Yeah, go ahead. Make me roll a hit.
Yeah, he's a cowardly little bitch. He deserves to die.
That'll do it. And cowardly little bitch dies.
All right.
Good.
I think this
Okay,
just
so it's a-
immediately
it's a 1v1.
devolves to
Yeah.
Pigeon versus Sticky.
Yeah.
This guy's fucked because as soon as Pigeon starts to die, we can just trade out.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of this round, he gets his extra attack from
Yep.
every other round.
Yeah.
And he'll
fair.
stab at you with a 16,
That's
which
a
will
hit.
hit you for 5 points of damage.
Pigeon's
All right,
gonna
I'm down to 29.
die.
I pick up my magic throwing dagger, which is right on the ground.
You were standing toe to toe with this man, and he's got nothing else to do. If you do that, you are absolutely provoking attack of opportunity.
Give it to me.
All right. But also roll me initiative so he can go, so we can figure out the order here. You go first. You take the opportunity attack. It's a 15. Not quite good enough.
Nice.
Here's my melee attack with the magic throwing dagger. It's an 8 miss, I assume.
Yep, it's a miss.
And the steel team 6 dagger. a
There you
16
go. You find
for
home.
3.
3 points of damage.
I am going, because I think this is just economical, I'm going to be honest. And those guys are leaving, which is scaring me. I'm going to back up and provoke an attack of opportunity.
Fantastic. He will make his attacks of opportunity. A 9's a miss. An 8's a miss.
Okay. I mean, I have a readied action to join the fight. I guess. Fair? Not fair?
I think they should all roll in and figure out who's going next. I mean,
Yeah, I think we probably
It
shouldn't
makes
have
sense
stepped out
to
of
say
initiative
that I would have a readied action
to jump
to
right in.
engage if I could.
yeah, because I mean, Pigeon is going to leave out, but it just depends on who goes first.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Well, why don't you roll me a d10 against Eraser? Because he's got the same mindset.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're both wielding the same weapon. So can you beat a 3? Sorry, I would love the player to do it, but
It's
Eraser
alright,
has
let
been
Eraser
so
goes in.
gung-ho about this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
He steps forward with his short sword, and it's sad. And Sticky gets his full round of attacks against Eraser. 1, 2, hit.
Keep in mind, he does have armor, but it's not over a 14.
Yeah. And Eraser will take 10 points of damage. Pop this out. Eraser will take 10. Getting low. Eraser's currently at 13 AC. Not 10. There
We
we go.
roll back in.
Yeah.
But he's got
Does
his
this guy
attack.
want to do any movement? Oh, yeah. Eraser makes his attacks.
I lied. He already attacked. I think he had the 2+3.
Oh, he did. You're right. Thank you very much.
Damn.
Let's do initiative.
My goal is same as Nick's to come back in. Eraser's got to roll in.
Okay. Let's roll them all in.
I just saw someone move behind me, and I was like, "Oh my god, are we getting ambushed?"
No,
It
it's
counts
your,
ambush.
it's your dwarf catching up.
Maybe those guys have got another way out and they're like currently sprinting down the boulevard to the house to come back down the other way to come behind you.
I'm just
Looking at me.
looking for a thing. Give me just a moment. It'll be fine. We're going to ignore it. Okay. Who is first? Dwarf, Sierra, who will move here. Eraser, who is not happy, but not unhappy. That'll hit.
Nice.
Not quite a crit, but a close to a hit. Real damage.
5. Yeah, that's good damage.
Leaving us with Pigeon.
I mean, I wait to get the opportunity to get in there.
That means you're going to move like all the way up to be ready to jump next? No?
I would like him to be able to have like some room to step out.
Gotcha.
I'm not an idiot like Sierra.
Gotcha. Then Sticky will go. And Sticky, these other guys have like stepped off the map. Sticky is taking a withdrawal action. He can only go 1/3 his speed. So what is that, 20 feet? No, 60 feet. 40 feet. 40 feet's not great. Shit, 40 feet's not great. He should have done this last round. Eraser did just a little bit too much damage. Yeah. Well, he's going to do with his withdrawal. He backs up and starts going down that area.
My go?
I do believe it's your turn. Yeah.
I will. Where is he here? He's off the map,
You're going to
probably.
lose him immediately because there is a torch burning right by Sierra, and that only provides light out, in a 20-foot radius. So this guy, Sticky, has disappeared into the darkness.
Okay, I'm going to do what I was going to do anyway, which was kind of get to this corner. And then I've not used them for a long time, but I've got marbles on my character sheet. I would
So
like to
be clear, you
throw-
just walk into the darkness not knowing where you're going.
There's only one way to go.
Sure, but you don't know if he's here. You don't know, you're blind. You're in a dark area. You're feeling along the walls. You can't
Well, I
just
know it.
walk ahead. Otherwise,
Why
you'll
don't you
run into
just pick up the
something.
torch?
Okay, yeah. All right, fair enough. I guess I didn't appreciate the darkness at first. I'll grab the torch on the way in.
So you come over towards Sierra, grab the torch off the ground, and start to head down the path. And when you get to that point right there, you will see... God. If he's walking into darkness and he withdraw... No, a withdrawal is a 1/3 move. There's no partial withdrawal, partial run. That's needed
No.
just for sanity.
That's clearly bollocks, yeah.
Yeah. You will see him as you come
Yeah,
around.
so I would like to now throw my...
Oops.
Okay, he's there.
No, he's there. I just need to change the
Okay.
token.
I want to throw my marbles so they're both in front and behind him in this path here.
Alright, so on your round, you're picking up a torch, grabbing your bag of marbles, opening it, and throwing them in his direction.
Yeah,
Okay. Sure.
that seems fair. Yeah.
You chuck your marbles, and this means you have no weapons in hand. You've sheathed your sword.
Sure. Yeah.
You're unarmed.
Yeah.
Perfect. You throw your marbles. They scatter over the area. If he's going to move around, he's going to need to make some sort of saving throw or a dex check to not slip and fall. And that brings us to the end of the round. Let's do some initiatives. All right. Luther, Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I throw a throwing dagger at him.
You grab a dagger from your side and hurl it. Give me a roll to hit.
Yeah, I have a
Love it.
bandolier of daggers. So
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. All across your chest. You pull out the first one.
Yeah.
You chuck it at Mr. Sticky.
Yeah, no
Kel
bonuses.
sticky.
So Kel sticky. Oof.
Miss. Second attack towards the end of the round, but Pigeon will go first.
I push past everybody. I tell Luther, get out of my way. Can I push past him or no?
He's throwing daggers. He's going for another one. You're going at the same time as Sticky. You can push past him, I guess,
I
if
push
Luther is
past
permitting.
Luther.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Watch
go
out. I say
ahead
watch out
and
for
give me a
marbles.
dex check.
30.
Not a problem. Now, the thing is, you have the exact same initiative as Sticky, so he is also moving down the tunnel and into the darkness. He will also need to make a dex check. Which he passes. And he just disappears into the darkness, and you kind of get to the end of Luther's vision as he's like fumbling for his next dagger and holding a torch appropriately. You're going to lose sight of the knight essentially immediately.
Oof. I mean, I think that I would just continue on going
You
after
just
him,
fumbling in the darkness?
Yeah, I mean, he's fumbling in the darkness. I'll fumble in the
That's
darkness.
true.
Fuck it.
All right.
So yeah, I'll go after him.
Now you get to about there, and you can see down this path the light. Much, much further down this path, but somewhere back there, one of those minions who took off down the dark tunnel has found a light. They've had like a couple rounds head start on you guys.
Yeah. This should be illuminating Sticky's shadow.
If it were a straight shot, absolutely. But where this is that sort of awkward diagonal sort of fucked up zone where there clearly someone didn't mark out the tunnel right and they had to make some corrections. But as you proceed, how far can you go in a round? You can do 120 feet around? Yeah.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. Let me just roll. Ooh, not so good for them. All right. Sticky's not going to be able to make it back to where his other blokes are this round. Our rest of our PCs are going to be following. Our NPCs are going to be following.
I got a question. Am I able to catch up to him this round? What is his encumbrance right now, and what is his strength?
He is unencumbered, and he knows these tunnels better than you do. So you have
100%.
to feel your way, and he can move faster. And he had a head start. So once again, we're now in a stack of people. And stacks and initiative is always a bit of a weird order because essentially the person at the front is the only one who can do anything. But sometimes we like to let people move past each other depending on how the dice roll. I don't really give a shit how we do this, but I want some sort of stable solution that we can depend on. So do we want to
just go with the initiative of the person in front?
Okay, so the person in front is the one who's acting and everyone else is just sort of reacting.
Following them. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do a little diagonal line here because we're skipping some section of tunnel here, and we're going to open up into spot, slightly larger spot.
We've done enough with the ambush, but now we should win the fight, I reckon. In a straight fight, mate. Yeah. This is the end of that tunnel.
We're going to move to this. In fact, I'm just going to move everything over and adjust this down here. Go back to the token layer, get rid of these things. And we're just going to adjust everything. So Pigeon, you're coming. Luther's right behind you with a torch, helping light your way. And very soon you're going to be running into these other guys who have torches as well that they have set up. Yeah. And there's some mining equipment around here, and there's some large bags that they've dropped filled with dirt. But what we've got is a situation where it's 2-on-1, and this guy's got a torch, and you guys are coming down this pathway.
Well,
and I think we should probably, because he ran ahead and then there's a pause, your people catch up, everyone sort of reconvenes at a certain point and can see each other from distances. And since only the people in the front can do anything, Pigeon...
Initiative?
Here's the play.
It's not even initiative because they're waiting for you. They're just letting you come. They've got readied actions.
I think we should just pass our throwing daggers to Pigeon and have him... Right, you've got the best roll.
I mean, that's true. I'll put my hand out for some throwing daggers for you.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're an idiot. Like, they're stupid. They're literally backed into a corner. If they're just going to wait there with ready to attacks, then I'm going to get my free throws off on them.
All right.
They'll
Pigeon.
eventually charge you. But...
Yeah, for sure. Well, here you go. 2 throwing daggers.
Go Go for it.
It's gonna be thrown. All right. It's D3, right, Nick?
Damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've not rolled yet, have you?
No. I'm just asking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Definite
No,
miss.
I've got him down as D4, but.
Oh, well, the
And then
daggers
this-
then. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, the
First one's a miss.
daggers,
Okay.
Throwing dagger
the second
does-
one?
has a longer range and
12?
lower AC. 12's a hit.
For 1.
1 point of damage. Okay. Now
That's the first round.
that's the first round. He will respond to that and go ahead and roll me initiative.
All right.
Are you still throwing?
If I see that he's gonna come, then I'll like wait a little bit at the start with my daggers ready.
Yeah, you throw in
And
one
then-
dagger, he hands you
yeah.
next. You throw the next one, he hands you next. He throws
I
the
got
next
one
one.
dagger ready.
And then you can see him give a grunt and start coming towards you.
Yeah, this turn, and then I'm ready. Then I got my daggers, and I'm ready to go.
Okay.
And I got my bad rolls out of the way.
Yeah.
It's over for him. What a fool.
Well, he didn't have a lot of options, did he? To be fair to him.
No.
All right, Pigeon, you're first. You've got your magic dagger. You're going to throw it?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it, Neil.
You gonna throw it?
I'm gonna throw it, Nick.
Go for it.
26.
It's a critical
which is a
hit.
crit.
4 times
44.
damage. 44 plus 2.
11.
That's a good blow right there.
Plus crit table if
Oh.
we're doing that.
Saving throw failure. It's a 1d6 since it's a smaller weapon, and you're going to need like a 5 or better, usually. But roll me a d6. Oh! Give me
He's
that
done it.
d10, baby.
7.
Nice. The crit table will come for us one day. I know it.
Oh yeah.
Big day
I
might
almost
be
lost
that.
my
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
eye in floating
The
cautious.
crit table comes for everyone, man.
The crit table's really just a nerf for players, though.
Yeah.
It's
fun.
a trick that everyone's like, ooh, it's fun, but it really only hurts the players.
Yeah, but it's
True.
fun, man.
Yeah, it is. All right. 7 is his torso, and 6 is shield damage, torso struck, 2/3 movement, and minor bleeding. That's 1 point of damage every 10 minutes.
Oh, this guy's
2/3
fucked.
movement will prevent him from being able to do a full-fledged charge. I think if you're slowed, you can't to
Yeah.
2/3 movement, you can't charge. So
I agree.
there goes his +2 on his attack as he hurtles towards you with a 9,
Oh no.
a
Miss.
15.
Oh no.
Miss.
Oh no.
Okay, it's
sad
not
at this
going
point.
great.
I do have a second attack, but I don't know when to use that.
Well, it's now.
Yeah,
Alright.
let's know. Finish him off.
Metal Steel Team 6 dagger. 14.
Into the body,
He's dead.
3.
and down he comes.
Sticky goes down.
I step over his body.
The 2 in the back, one of them's
I
got
start
the
looting.
a torch. They drop their daggers and say, "You'd rather have us alive than dead." I know.
Oh yeah, I would.
All right.
I go
Well,
back
here's the
up
deal.
here?
Whoa. They start to back up as
I'll
you
wait,
get close.
I'll wait.
Here's the deal. We've got some good information for you, but you're going to let us back out on the surface, and then we're going to share you everything we know, and then we're going to run like rabbits, right?
No,
I pick up my dagger.
you're gonna give it to us right here, and then we're gonna decide how we want to let you live.
They...
I pick up their daggers.
Shit, we shouldn't have dropped our weapons.
Come on, let's hear it. What's above here? We were hearing you. We were listening.
If you've got some good information, we'll let you go.
Underside of the back of a shop. All we got to do is go up a little bit, hit the floorboards, gut through them in the middle of the night, bam, inside the building that's barred every night so you can't pick a lock. Fuckers think that they're so smart. They just live in their house, bar all the windows and doors so no one can ever get in or out, and they think they can just sit on their money. Well, we'll have them. We're going to take all their shit.
Well, you're
The
not
problem
gonna
with a
take
static
anything.
lair.
We're gonna take that shit.
Well,
Well,
maybe.
what? Pipsqueak?
Well, I know who you are. That's Eraser back there. Your Pigeon. That's Luther. That's Sierra.
Yeah, what do you
That's
know
right.
about us?
I know you used to go by the name Steel Team 6.
And we still do.
Yeah. But my little
If you
friends
know about it, how
have
come
said
you're
that
harassing
there's
the people
only
from our part of
4
town?
of you.
What are your names?
I'm Biggs. He's Wedge.
Biggs, Wedge, if you know who we are, then why are you harassing the people that live in our part of town?
Because this ain't your part of town. Or, wasn't. You weren't even in town for months. Everyone thought you ran away. That's what everyone's been saying, is that Steel Team 6 took a bit off more than they can chew and ran away to Cauldron where the game was easier.
Well, I'm glad that we've dispelled any notions you had there, as evidenced by Sticky over there full of holes.
Yeah, he was bold. He was aggressive. Well, survived the war over in Mystery only to die here. Kind of a sad man and a sad death, if you ask me.
Can I
was
size them
kinda
up,
sad.
Neil?
They're low-level rogues. First, probably second level based on the amount of damage some of these guys have been able to take. Maybe one of them is third level.
What about their
I-
stats? Is there like a good way to get like a read on those at all?
That little
'Cause
shit
they're
is like,
exceptional people.
yeah, but here's what I
Uh-huh.
whisper to Pigeon, right?
Yeah.
Let's let him go and say the next time they see us in Rusty's, they gotta buy us around.
Neither of them look particularly impressive. One of them
These are
looks
just
pretty
gonna be random
skinny and
scrubs.
scrawny.
I know.
All right, we're men of our words. This shop's ours, though.
Hey,
You
do
better
you
not
want
tip
it
them off.
rightfully? You want it rightfully.
Here's what's gonna happen, Biggs, Wedgie. You guys are gonna fuck off. You're not gonna come back down to these tunnels again. And the next time I see you in Rusty's Hook, I want you to come over to visit us, say thank you, and buy us a drink.
And you gotta tell me, what were you guys looking at that table and in the alley?
Measurements.
You're all huddled.
Oh, that was you. Fuck, I should have
Yeah.
realized.
I killed the other guy.
Yeah, we thought.
It's just you two. All right.
Yeah, we
I
had to
wonder-
measure the distance. One of our people had been measuring the distance to behind the counter. We had to make sure we got everything right. Turns out we were so fucking close. Only needed a few more feet. Came down here, moved the earth a few more feet. We were gonna come
So
back
where do we dig
tomorrow.
up?
Wedge will point to the very end of this tunnel. Back of this thing, straight up.
How
Maybe
far?
3 or 4 feet of earth. Just make sure the whole thing doesn't collapse down upon you, and then you should be at the base of the floorboards behind the counter.
Well, how do we do that?
You know.
Where's the
he-
money?
It's the back of the shop. It's somewhere in there. The problem isn't finding the money. The problem was getting through the bar doors. Some fucker had been robbed one too many times. Goes out of his way to buy some heavy oaken doors. Bolts
Yeah.
up his windows so that no one can break through them no matter what. Says he's tired of all the crime in this city. And, it's just time to show him that it's people like us who rule this part of town. And he's just got to live with it.
Are you, Eridonian?
Sure as hell ain't a Drakissian piece of shit.
My man.
Hey!
I give him a handshake and I move aside to let him pass.
Yeah, we let him pass. All right.
You let him pass. The
I'll
others,
see you in Rusty's.
Don't touch that. Your boss's shit. That shit's ours.
fine. Didn't like him much anyway. He was a good leader, but he's kind of a dick. He never let
They
us
say as they
party.
leave.
All the Mystrians are.
Yeah. And they take off.
All right.
The 4 of
I
you
look at
plus your
Eraser, Neil.
dwarves pile
I roll a
in.
charisma check to check if Eraser seems happy. 34. Is his spirits buoyed by the events of this? It's exciting. We had a fight. We've got a lead. Yeah, we've got a
We should
ready-made
just
heist
dig up
here,
there
but
now.
without
I
the,
mean,
without the
they're-
2 months of
Yeah.
planning.
Eraser's nodding. I like this. He's got that look in his eye like, this is my jam.
You're
This
getting your
is-
mojo back, man.
How long has it been since sunset, Neil?
Very little.
less than an hour.
Oh.
We should just dig. We're not tired.
Yeah, there's shovels here, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
I get to work.
How do we know if the tunnel's going to collapse?
You don't. You're not engineers.
This is a
we dig up.
Destiny argument in Tombs of Scoria,
Yeah.
man.
Well, they did just.
How do we know
warn us.
that? How do we know that the lava isn't just going to fill the entire?
Yeah,
room?
well, yeah. No,
Like,
don't compare me to him.
Come on, man. All right.
Come on, dig up.
It's a little awkward
Wait,
to
wow.
dig straight up,
We have
but it's
dwarves, Nick.
doable.
Wait,
Yeah, I
hold
was just
on.
about to
Get the
say,
dwarves
we've
in
got-
here.
we've got dwarves
We've
there
got fucking
specifically.
dwarves. These
I'm
I'm
guys
so
that
sorry.
can
They're
hear
too
us.
short to reach the ceiling. Dwarves dig
No,
down.
but they can
don't
tell
dig
us
up.
if it's. They can tell us if it's going to implode.
True, they'll know about the. They'll know if it'll break
Guys
the
are
tunnel.
geniuses, man.
They
What do you
also
think
know
about
exactly how many feet we are below the surface. That's a stated dwarven
That is a
skill,
dwarven
I
skill.
believe.
I'm pretty sure that's in the rule book somewhere.
Yeah, it is.
I know, it's crazy.
I know that
It's one of
sounds like
those
the
things.
most racist dwarf thing that you've ever heard, but
It
it's like
really is.
legitimately true. I
It's
want to
true,
read
they
it
know.
out of the player's handbook.
Yeah, there's no
Um,
reason not just to do it now.
Blah 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 blah.
I mean, I understand why they wouldn't do it. They're fucking tired.
They've been digging.
Yeah.
Dwarves are miners of great skill. While underground, they can detect the following information within 10 feet of a particular phenomenon, but they can determine their approximate depth below the surface at any time. And then it's just a series of dice rolls to detect grade or slope, new tunnel or passage construction, shifting or sliding walls, stonework
Wow.
traps, pits, deadfalls, and they've got a 50% chance of determining their approximate depth underground. This
We got two
information
of
is
them.
not spring to their mind unbidden. They must deliberately make a attempt to make a determination.
Okay, it's not as accurate as I believed.
Yeah.
50-50.
We dig up, I mean.
Yeah, and they're
We
like,
dig
yeah,
up, yeah.
we're about 10 feet underground.
All right, we're gonna dig.
There you dig. The Sierra pauses and says, before we dig, they were about to wait. Should we assume that was a good idea, or that they're just idiots who were overpatient?
Oh, we should wait. Because imagine that they get all the shit in there tomorrow, like there's a big shipment or something.
Wait for what, though? We don't know when they were coming back.
They said tomorrow.
They said tomorrow. Okay, well, let's come back tomorrow then.
I think it's good to wait. We'll wait the night out and come back tomorrow.
When do you come back tomorrow?
At night.
At night?
Same time,
Yeah.
yeah.
In the meantime, before you come back tomorrow, you gonna go talk to that person who had been wronged by the sticky fingers?
Oh, yeah.
I will. Yeah, I think. Let me do that. I'll.
We search. Well, no, I want to come with. We search this
okay, you
guy,
come.
Sticky Finger. Does he have anything cool on him?
He's got two
Anything that
short swords,
signifies
but
him?
but he doesn't have any money on him or any other stuff. He's got a
Keys?
note.
No rings.
He's got a folded up piece of parchment of papyrus, just like a little small scrap of papyrus that has a series of charcoal tallies across it.
Any rings?
No,
Anything that
the man
signify him?
is. The man has left all of his wealth off of him. He's got naught but his short
Smart.
swords that he was carrying. Nothing else.
We should ask Wedgie and Biggs where he was staying.
They're gonna go get his shit, man. Just let him have it, too. Let's take this guy's hand and bring it to him. Sticky fingers my ass.
All right. Sure.
I'll take
Alright.
his hand off with his short sword.
Off comes the hand.
There
And
we go.
you can head back to Mr. What was his name? Mr. McGinnis or something? I can't.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was his name, yeah.
Well, Mr. McGinnis.
I used the guy's hand to knock on the door.
You knock on it with the hand. Mr. McGinnis
How are
comes on. It's
you?
late. He's coming to the door, kind of tired in his nightgown. He's got a little candle that he's holding up by you. And he's like, oh, Lord Pigeon, Lord Luther, please come in.
I like that.
Look what we brought you. Sticky fingers hand.
You're
Oh
not
my
going to have
God.
to worry about Horner anymore.
He's dead.
But I didn't expect. Oh my.
It's okay.
Oh,
we weren't
yeah.
planning it either, but he was hoisted by his own petard.
Son
Let's
of a bastard.
Well, I
And now his
don't
children
know
will be
how to
bastards.
thank you. What? I deeply appreciate it. My wife deeply appreciates it. Justice is the only thing that's truly missing from this world, and you've delivered it to me today. Please, what can I do for you?
Someday, and that day may never come, we will call upon you to do a service for us. But until that day, accept this justice as a gift on the day of the new moon.
It is the day of the new moon. Very good.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
He gives you
Little
a nice
Godfather
polite
quote.
bow, and I guess you can leave
Got
Yeah.
unless
anything
you have a
with her?
request.
No, that was good. All
That was
right.
good. All right.
Right. Well.
We go to
Party
bed.
exits. And the very next day, you can head back to the same tunnel, dig up underneath here. Easy peasy. All the hard work is done. It's just a few feet. There's a little step ladder over here too to help you
Yeah.
do it. You burst through the earth. I imagine you don't care about this tunnel. You're not trying to like haul away the dirt to make a nice clean
No.
everything.
No.
So it just kind of piles below you. You get covered head to toe in soil, but that's fine. Soon you come across the floorboards that have a nice little tap, tap, tap when you hit them.
Yes.
And you're just going to have to break through them, I suppose, unless you've got teleportation or a
Someone's got a
disintegration
crowbar,
ray.
right? I want to try and do this like in a nice way where we can set the floorboards back. Is that impossible?
Not
Don't really see
impossible.
the point, to be honest. I mean, they're gonna know they've been robbed, right?
Sure, but how?
You're going to track a lot of dirt around.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I break through.
You guys break
Who
through
are
the
they- I mean-
floorboards.
What are they gonna do?
You pop up into the back of this shop. Just one moment.
Did Eraser's good mood last?
Great question. It didn't last as long as anyone would have liked. You know, by the time he woke up the next day, all he wanted to do was hurry into the tunnels, but knew it was a terrible idea. And then spent the day sort of being like, you know, I've heard good things about Shirebrook. You know, good sea air, some crocodiles. But I've never been to
I've got a bad
Drekis.
feeling about Eraser. He's gonna get himself killed, I think.
Could I, before we did this, then, if he was acting depressed, could I go to the grimy gremlin and get him some fucking gnome dust, Neil?
Good plan.
He
Good,
needs some
Yeah.
drugs,
great
man.
plan. He needs
yeah,
some drugs.
I'll go
Yeah,
buy
I
some
don't know why I didn't
drugs.
think of that. That's fucking based.
Obviously, drugs are the answer.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
head to the
of
Grimy
course.
Gremlin.
Can I? Hello.
Stay in school, kids.
Could I get some gnome dust there?
Absolutely. Says, what's her
Hello
name? The
there,
bartender?
dear criminal friend. May I
Fiona?
please have some gnome dust?
Fiona. Yeah, Fiona will sell you gnome dust. No
All
problem.
right, how much? Just monthly expenses?
It is.
It's
Drug
monthly
addicts are
expenses.
No, it's not monthly expenses. Never, never.
That's funny.
Why do I not see gnome dust? Where is it hiding?
It's in your black.
I thought it was in the
items or
black
whatever?
market, but it's
Let
elf
me go
ears,
look.
dwarf liver.
Is it an alchemy? Oh yeah, it's an alchemy.
That's an alchemy. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1,500 copper pieces.
1,500 copper for a gram. Yeah, 15
Um,
gold for a gram. There you go.
All right, yeah,
I
I'll
think
fork
gram's
it
the right
over.
measurement.
It's quite expensive. A gram is
Absolutely.
not- well, if it's meant to be coke, then I think that's the right measurement. Yeah.
Yes,
I give
yes. It's
him,
a.
I give him 14 or 13 gold and a platinum.
You don't have cartels, mass producing this stuff with modern technology, so it's all
It's
pricey.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is a gram enough? Is that enough for him? You think for a few days?
Yeah. Well, it depends on your usage, but a gram's enough for a good night, I think.
All right, hold on. Then let me do a little bit of math here. I'm gonna buy an extra gram. So
Okay.
Don't buy too much because he might kill
no,
himself.
yeah. All right, I give him 2 grams. So I got 686 gold. Or sorry, yeah, 680.
Have you got so much
68
gold? I've got 2
68
gold.
I didn't mean to say 686. I just took 70
Okay.
gold off of the wealth in the horde. And now I need to take 15 minus 70. 15 minus 70. So I'm at 56 gold. There we go.
There you
Is that
go.
an extra gold?
Yeah. you know, I think Eraser's just kind of moping, thinking about these things. You go to the Grimy Gremlin. You come back later in the late morning, early afternoon. Eraser's like, oh, I've heard of gnome dust before, but gnomes are such weird creatures. Is it really a good idea?
Yeah, it's great. Come on, man.
10 minutes later. Woo!
Here, I'll do a little gnome dust with you.
Lemon, I got the greatest idea. Lemon, okay, Lemon, check this out. All right, see, you could lie there, and I've got the gnome dust, and what if, Lemon, I could hold you up, okay? So we can do this while you... Let's go upstairs. I got a great fucking idea. And then later, those fucking dwarves aren't working fast enough. We can do it. We're gonna dig through tunnels. We're gonna be great tunnel kings. We're gonna do this better than the rest of those fucking dwarves,
Yeah,
all right? Woo,
You're
let's
feeling
go.
better, aren't you? You're feeling better, man.
Fuck yeah, this stuff is great.
It's temporarily better, you know. He's gonna feel worse tomorrow, probably.
Yeah. We need to buy some of these smoke bombs from fire elemental kin hides.
We're about to increase our monthly expenses, like, by a factor
He's
of 2,
about to
just to
have
keep
a
to keep
fucking-
Eraser and Gnome Dust.
He's gonna have a problem, but that's all right.
It's like only an extra
needs to make some
450 gold a
willpower
month.
checks.
It's not too bad. That's just
What's his willpower, Neil?
Eraser's willpower?
We should have checked this before we went down this path. This could have long-reaching repercussions.
He's not known to be an impulsive man.
Okay.
okay.
Is that good enough?
All right.
Yeah. He should be fine.
So he's in a better mood now at the fucking tunnel.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
He's ready.
See, Luther, I fixed him.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Nice work, Pigeon.
All it took was a little bit of drugs.
Just a little
All
bit
right,
of
let's dig this bitch. We've
You
brought
dig
a
the
stepladder
bitch.
with us, Neil. Yeah.
You bring the stepladder. You get through the floorboards. You find yourself in the back of a tailor's shop. You can see bolts of cloth all over the place, some scissors, a whole bunch of needles and pins for everything, different colors of thread everywhere. Yeah, and it's all barred up with just like a little bit. Actually, it's a fucking new moon, so your light is just your torch or your lantern that you've brought with you.
Perfect.
All right, then we searched the place, right?
Yeah, we ransacked the place.
We're looking for expensive fabrics,
Silk,
and/or
expensive fabrics,
gold, silver,
Gems. I don't know if he's got a new fucking design that he's making. Clothing. I'll look for fucking. I'll get my own clothing here. Fuck it.
Yeah, so first off, this is not like anyone, a lot of people can be tailors. This guy has enough money. He's a highly successful tailor. If we take a quick look at the city map over here, we can see that we're over in this like weird asshole cul-de-sac appendix area where that's like still sort of civilized, right? And there's not a ton of high-end services. Like most of the people who do good work live in one of the green zones, one of the safer areas where you can reliably be. This is like the best tailor in this area. You probably don't know this, but I'm just giving some context. And so he's actually got more of like he's got some folks working under him. He takes orders. He's got all this stuff. He's like actually got more of like a little factory, like a little sweatshop that he opens up, and his people come in and they do the sweatshop, and he takes the orders and he approves all the things, and he's sort of like the head of this little enterprise. And so you're gonna find actually quite a bit of already finished clothing, stuff that's in the works, lots of bolts of fabric, a bunch of wax tablets with like orders written down in them, including measurements, who they come from, how much they've paid, colors, cuts, shapes, all sorts of little notes. A lot going on in here.
Okay.
Yeah. It sounds to me like what you've said is that you want to take anything that's expensive and take anything that might fit you and then steal all the money.
And the papers. Yeah, fuck it.
It's
his
wax
books,
tablets, not papers. Yeah.
We don't need that.
Well, if he's like doing orders for people in the inner city, it could be interesting, right? But yeah, fuck it. We don't really need it. So yeah, we'll just
no
take all
one in the inner
fabrics.
city's buying from someone over
Even
here.
if they were, I mean, blackmail them when they bought a suit.
All right.
Okay.
We ransack it. You want a perception check?
There are 5 of you searching this place, and he doesn't need to hide his money because he's got good front defenses. That's the whole point. You don't need to worry about hiding your cash if you just bar your doors and live in your shop.
Oh, so he's in here because he barred it.
He's upstairs. He's on the 2nd or 3rd floor right now, snoozing.
I gotta go deal with him. Yeah, I'll go. I'm gonna tie him up. I put my mask on. Okay, on my character sheet, the mask's on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some. I'm assuming he has some rope or something in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I will sneak upstairs.
By yourself?
Silently.
With Luther? Just by yourself?
Just me.
No, I get with him.
All right, fuck it.
The 2 of you are going up the stairs. Who's got the light?
Luther. He's got a candle.
Yes?
Do I have a candle? No, I've got my. I'll light the lantern.
You want to use a lantern?
Lantern.
Alright,
I'll
fuck
go
it.
up here.
We go. I move
You guys get
silently.
up the stairs.
Do you want to move silently from me?
Yeah.
I would love move silently from you guys. Oh, such great. I mean, you did just burst open the floorboard,
Yeah.
so it probably doesn't matter. But you come to the top of the stairs. There's a little hallway with a couple of rooms that come off of it. So it looks like there used to be doors. The first 2 rooms on your left and right no longer have doors. The next 2 rooms do, and then the last room at the end of the hall has a door as well. You get to the first set of doors and look in, and this is part of the factory area. There's some factory area downstairs, but up here there's a whole bunch of fabric being laid out in these like big patterns on the ground. This is like workshop and assembly area for larger pieces. You get to the next doors. You know, there's a door on your left, there's a door on your right, and there's a door in front of you. It's like a typical like end of a hallway, put your bedrooms up here sort of thing. What are you gonna do?
I go look for the guys.
Which door do you go through?
The one at the end of the hall.
Yeah. You open the door.
I check it for traps.
There's
25.
no lock mechanism on it, and the edges look pretty good. It doesn't look like there's any traps here.
I go in.
You go in.
Crossbow.
And that's when the
Bunk.
crossbow goes off. The man with his heavy crossbow that he keeps next to him.
Smart. This guy's a genius.
Yeah, fair play to him.
Fair play.
We should let him live and just steal his money.
It's a 14.
It's a miss. I dodge it.
Are
Wait,
you surprised?
hang on. Pigeon
are you
dodges
wearing
out the way.
armor?
Probably. I am wearing armor. Probably surprised. I
If you're
think it's pretty surprising to open the door and get a fucking crossbow on you.
Yeah.
so.
So you know dex applied then. So the 14
hit,
will
yeah.
hit you.
No,
I was
That
not
was-
expecting a crossbow.
that was generous. Yeah,
I'm giving him the hit. It's not gonna kill me.
I was kind of
Pigeon's
thought
got
it'd be funny if you
29.
dodged out of the way and then it hit me. That would have been funny.
It would have been a second attack against you had it not hit him.
Yeah.
Damage 1d8 plus 1. 3 points of damage as the heavy quarrel strikes you, and you can hear the voices on the inside being like, "Hand it over!" And you're gonna need to roll me initiative.
You hear the voices on the inside saying, "Who's saying hand over?"
Someone is shouting on the other side of the door. Pigeon gets terrible initiative. The second heavy crossbow that is pre-cocked and preloaded gets
I'm ready
handed
for
over
this.
to the tailor. You're absolutely ready for this.
Wait,
It's
where
a
is
wild
somebody
miss.
shouting "hand it over" from?
From
He's
inside the
probably
room.
shouting to his girl to hand the second crossbow over.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
that's
okay.
exactly what's happening. But the second shot goes wide, hits the wall. Luther, with the light, a little bit faster than Pigeon, who's reeling from the arrow blow, gets in the room, and you see 2 men. Neither of them wearing anything. One of them, standing beside the bed, dick waving in the air, heavy crossbow that's just been unloaded.
Badass.
His partner in the other bedroom, in the bed, like has the extra heavy crossbow that's already been fired, and he's like cranking it, doing
He's
his
trying to put
best
it
to
down.
try and reload it in
Okay.
time.
I put my sword at the guy, pull it, rearming the crossbow, and say, "Put the fucking crossbow down if you want to live."
He just drops it. He gives up. The
All right,
tailor,
you two, on the bed, on your stomachs.
you're making a mistake.
What do you mean
I-
we're making a mistake?
I got
stopped
powerful
thinking of it.
friends. You're making a mistake. I'm protected.
Who are you protected by?
The pitmen.
Okay, hold on now. All right.
Yeah, that's
hold
what I
on.
thought, huh?
Well, now I don't know if we can let you live.
Oh, they'll come and get you.
Oh, they're not gonna know who did this job, man.
You don't think they know who does what? You fool! They know everything that happens in this part of the city.
On your fucking stomach, on the bed.
He gets on his stomach on the bed.
I pull out my rope that's cut for tying people and tie them both to the bed. It's literally cut for tying two people.
Perfect.
Who do you know in the
That's
pitmen?
Who do you know in the Pitmen?
Give me some names, buddy.
Fuck you! That's your
What do you
name.
drink?
I put a dagger to his throat.
Who do you know?
Oh, he was lying.
Oh, he's full of shit.
He's full of shit. I'll wait.
Neil's scrambling.
Because Neil's looking to
Physics.
see he might know someone. So
Don't cut this.
Interesting. Because if he knows some real ass motherfuckers, we might not want to do this job.
If he knows Fiona,
He knows Fiona. If he
Barbara,
if he says the fucking
Cordana,
leader,
he says.
Cordana.
I think.
Where do they work?
I make a charisma
do
check.
you mean
Neil,
work?
Have I had this person's name before? Can I? I feel like
Go
I
ahead
should
and
be
make me a
able to.
charisma check. Yeah.
Yeah. 28.
You've never heard the name Cordana.
Never heard of her.
I've never heard
Not
of her.
surprised. Fucking ne'er-do-wells like you.
That makes
I
me
drink at
laugh.
the Grimy Gremlin, buddy.
Oh, you probably shouldn't tell people that.
No, that's a good point.
Well, I don't work for you. I don't drink any of them places. But I know Cordana comes, gives us orders for the rest of their crew. We fill them, no questions asked. And when they know that you've taken our stuff, come and robbed us, who do you think they're gonna come for, huh?
All right. Well, we killed the people who were gonna rob you, so we didn't exactly know which place we were touching. Let me go
What?
talk to the guys.
It's
Yeah.
a long story, I say to the
I mean,
guy
you want
whose
to come
ass is
see the
bare.
whole hole
the
that they
bed.
dug under your place? The guy's dead body's still down there. Come on, get dressed. Get dressed.
He's tied up. I tied him up.
Oh, I untie him.
I just
They
finished-
each grab
I just
their
finished tying him.
silk nightgowns.
I bring him down.
Sorry
You
about the
get-
misunderstanding, lads.
You get downstairs and there's like Eraser and Sierra who have like lit some lights and they're trying on all these different things. They've got fabric draping across them. And you bring down these two guys in their silk nightgowns. And Eraser's like, well, look what we got. If it isn't the Silkies. And that's a
They're
terrible
protecting
name.
Eraser.
Fuck, we gotta kill him. I just said that was a dumb thing for me to say.
Wait, Eraser. Boss. Hold up.
The Threadmen. No, actually that's not bad. The
These
Threadmen's pretty
fellas are
good.
saying that they're protected by the pitmen. So they're saying that they know this person called Cordana. I reckon, Sierra, you run back up to the surface, head down to the Grimy Gremlin, ask Fiona, you know anyone called Cordana, you come back here, we decide what to do.
Eraser
Okay.
looks to Sierra. That sounds like a good plan to me. Sierra, do you think you could stoop to heading to a tavern by yourself and asking around? And when you ask for Cordana, try not to make it sound like you want to fuck her. Sierra
We,
heads off.
We've slipped our names here, and I'm pretty sure the others probably weren't wearing their masks, so...
Yeah, no, we're in the stage of where we're trying to fix something that we had no idea what we were getting into.
Yeah.
I'll take them down, Neil, if they'll come to the fucking tunnel that was
They
being
don't
built.
want to jump down into the tunnel, but they'll look down and be surprised that someone tunneled all the way into their house.
I'll go down there and I'll drag over the body, right?
Mhm.
And I'll show him like,
Here, this is the guy.
Oh, who the fuck are these people?
This guy called himself Kel Horner. Mystery.
Never heard of them.
Yeah. Causing some trouble for us around our part of town. So we tracked them down, ambushed them down here. And, well, we just figured we'd finish that tunnel for them.
Well,
So no hard feelings. If everything you say is true and this Cordana thing checks out, you know, we'll be well on our way.
I suppose that's the truth, huh?
Yeah.
It's the truth.
So what? You guys
We
just
wouldn't know.
you just showed up and found their tunnel and killed them and finished it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I mean-
were already coming up.
Jexel smiles on some of us, apparently, not others.
Yeah. I'm not sure who though, me or you. Because if it wasn't for us, probably have your throats cut by now.
Do you think they knew? I mean, they'd do the same thing as you. We'd say we're protected. They would have backed off, right?
Not
No,
these
'cause
people.
they
They
knew,
wouldn't be
they
giving
knew.
a fuck.
You
They
think they
wouldn't have
knew?
dug this tunnel if they didn't know who you were.
Oh yeah. They had. You know, I might have. Let me go get it.
I'll go down there. I'll get the
Little paper, the charcoal
I'll
marks
get the
on it.
piece of paper and I'll bring it over to him.
They had these coordinates and everything. Someone might have been feeding info. I don't know.
I shrug.
Taylor's consider this.
This also goes to another, another spot, like one or two other spots. It's tunnel system. Have there been any robberies here recently?
Inspector Pigeon.
He laughs at you. Robberies recently. Every day, somewhere.
I shrug.
Say that's
yeah.
Some real nice clothes you've got down here.
Best in the biz.
How much do you charge for a suit?
He looks
Or
you up and
people don't-
down.
I guess people don't have suits, do they?
There's some equivalent,
Yeah.
But depends on fabric, cut, all sorts of stuff. Can't just say a suit,
Let's say middle of the range.
He looks up his economic tables to figure out how much clothing costs. 20 gold?
Nice.
Sure enough, an hour later, Sierra
So-
comes back.
Nice weather we've been having these last few weeks, eh?
Hasn't been too bad.
No, it's been quite good, for this time of year. Actually, it's been quite nice and warm. I've heard down south, though, in Shirebrook, that it's, they're having an awful spring.
Here, the river's overflooded its banks. Crocodiles
right.
are
Yeah,
walking
that's
through town and everything.
That's what I heard as well. That's the last thing you want when there's crocodiles about.
Racer pops up his head. Crocodiles in the streets? It's ridiculous. Who would live in
Yeah.
such a place? That can't be.
Yeah, you're right. That's a bit far-fetched.
Can't be. And you see him like rummaging around in his pocket and like pulling out a little bag and, sniffing and feeling around in it and putting it back in his pocket. But 45 minutes
Eraser.
later, not Eraser, the other one shows up.
No,
Here?
but was it a racer messing
Oh.
with something in his back?
Yeah.
He's doing gnome dust.
He was
Oh,
out,
he's doing
but he was
those,
looking
right,
for
sorry.
more. He was looking like,
Yeah.
but you don't have
Shit.
what I assume are plastic baggies. You've only got like cloth,
Coin
and so
purses. Yeah.
so it's more of like the fabric of the cloth that he's like
Turning
trying
it
to
inside
sniff.
out and sniffing it.
Yeah.
Okay, we wait for
Sierra
Sierra.
comes on back. He, the front door was unbarred to let him out, and he steps back in through the
Yeah.
front door and, puts his hat off and says, "We're real sorry to inconvenience you, gentlemen. Mr. Silverstein, Mr. Goldheart, please. I think I speak on behalf of my whole party when we say we did not mean, nor did we know who you were involved with, and you shouldn't expect any more trouble from us in the future."
I will place 10 platinum that I have in a bag on the side of the desk and say that's for the floor and the inconvenience.
I'm
Have a
glad
nice
we
evening.
could save your lives tonight.
Interesting situation, says Silverstein.
I'd fill up that hole.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I think we leave, right? Like we've been choosing enough on their evening.
You guys
How
can...
did that
Just so
quite
you
well,
know, there's 2 other people who know about it. We did let 2 of them go because they gave up. I don't really
Yeah.
remember their names though. They were just. We'll see them at the bar again. If you want, I can point them out.
I shrug.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. We leave.
Have a good sleep, gentlemen.
I don't think there's going to
Here's
be
your
much sleeping
crossbow.
tonight. Goldie, go get me the hammer. We're going to need to patch up this floor for the evening. And then as you guys leave, you can hear the sound of the bar being reset on your front door.
All right.
And the walk
We
back.
handled that quite well.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
I'm quite proud of
Who-
us that
who
we
was
didn't
that
kill them
lady?
there.
Who's that lady, Sarah, or the guy?
Yeah, Cardano. Cordana.
Cordana. Sorry. Cordana is what the lady at the tavern said. I asked her. I said to her as I came in, hair fabulous. I walked up, put my arm on the counter, looked her dead in the eyes and said, I've got something. I've got a person who says he's protected by a woman named Cordana, but he sounds like he's full of shit. Is there any reason you might have a cover story of a pitman named Cordana that might be protecting local establishments? And the woman at the bar took one of those daggers off of her chest and set it down on the table and said to me, Sierra, my boy, because of course she knows my first name, where did you hear that name, Cordana? And I said, well, I don't want to kiss and tell too much, but there's a little shop down the way, little fabric place, ripe for the taking. But they said the wrong words, got us a little nervous. We're just here to assuage. And then she stopped me in my tracks and said, no, let them go. If it's Mr. Silverstein and Goldheart, they do indeed have protection. And I asked, well, who is Cordana? And she looked at me and said, that's none of your business.
Oh, shit.
And I said to her,
Yeah, what'd you tell her?
I said, my good lady, this is a open opportunity town. If there's somebody that is getting in the way of me performing my job, earning my keep, it's only right that I should know
Sarah's
a
got
little bit of something
balls.
about it.
Yeah.
And so she caved. She buckled. She put her hand back. She put the knife away, and she said to me, Ordana is one of our own, one of the actual pitmen. And I asked what her job was, and she said that Cordana's job is a quartermaster, the one who manages the equipment for the pitmen. And I said, what sort of equipment? And she said, you're asking too many questions. And I said, a tailor? Really? You can't just buy clothes like usual? And she said, you're asking too many questions again. That got me real thinking. What do the pitmen need with a personal protected tailor?
Good question.
Very good question.
Well, I
Nice
flipped
work,
my
Sarah.
hair.
Yeah.
I said,
bet
it's
it
fine.
was.
She said, don't go asking more questions than you're ready for answers. I said, if there's any work you need doing, look how trustworthy and reliable we are. And I left.
Oh, you did it perfectly, man.
Nailed it. Yeah.
You could.
And it happened exactly like that.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
doubt
I'm
it.
sure it did. Yeah. I'm proud of us, guys. I'm feeling pretty good about that. That could have gone really differently.
I mean, we could have made an enemy of all the pitmen, and instead, we're probably a little bit ingratiated.
Yeah,
And
we could have
now-
had to abandon our lair.
We could go to the Silversteins and maybe get whatever they're getting tailored done.
That's what I was thinking. I might go there in the next couple of days, get a suit, see what information I can get out of this guy.
Not bad.
You get back to your house, walking through the town late at night. You said you are wearing your armor through the streets.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were, yeah.
Did you bring the dwarves with you this time?
I don't think so.
To the actual heist?
To the heist, yeah.
They're nice lookouts and they're nice to bring us around, but I'll say that probably to the heist, no.
If anything, they'd be like still in the house with the dead body, perhaps like
Yeah, I could see us leaving
guarding
them
the-
there.
Yeah, guarding the entrance to make sure we don't get flanked.
Yeah, that makes sense.
fine. Party can get back to their house. It's late. You
Yeah.
buckle down for the night. You get the dwarves, whatever.
All right.
We're gonna get a visit by the fucking pitmen soon.
So I think this might be a nice stopping point for our
Yeah.
session today.
Can
The
we get a little bit of
only-
XP maybe? Because I'm pretty close.
Absolutely, we'll do our XP. I do want. Maybe we'll do XP first. Let's do XP first. Each of the 4 of you will bring home. Let's just round to an even 500. Before personal experience, just group experience.
Yeah, it's not gonna be enough.
Uh,
We'll get there eventually.
1.
I did
What's-
eventually use my disguise skill. I don't know if that's worth some XP. Didn't really help us, to be honest.
Ooh, nowhere near leveling.
No. Sending Sierra back to the grimy gremlin.
Yeah, who did that?
Party, for sure.
That was me.
That
a
was
good
you?
idea.
That was a good idea.
That's
Yeah.
definitely an idea that saves the party. Because that would have been bad. So let's give you 400 for that.
Very
Nice.
good.
Let's see. I think there's been some pretty good role playing by our NPCs today. I get an extra 200 experience for doing
that's fair. Yeah.
Eraser and
Well
Sierra.
done. Yeah, well done.
Yeah. Gnome
Uh,
dust.
Oh,
That's
I
a good
do like
idea.
that's 100 XP for you. That was a great way to perk
I'll
up
take that.
your boss and buddy.
Rewards yeah. Get somebody hooked on cocaine. Win 100 XP. What else did we do?
A lot of role playing today.
Yeah, I had some skills used, I guess, but
Yeah, I mean, you picked some
So did
locks
Nick.
that were super easy, so I just want to.
yeah, no, the locks didn't I care about. I guess like the move silently or whatever, but yeah, I don't even care.
Yeah, but you had kicked
No.
open the floor before,
Yeah.
so it was fine.
I think
Yeah,
that's probably it, really.
I think that's it. Oh, yeah, you would have attained some treasure, but you didn't. You survived instead of treasure, which is better. Better.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, that's
Way
it. We're
better.
gonna sit here.
Sorry.
Fine.
Yep. Okay.
So-
Good session.
What else?
Party, here's the question. Eraser, he's been feeling blue. Now, this gnome dust has picked him up a little bit, and he's gotten a little excited. And the adventure through the tunnels seems to have tickled his fancy. He is digging the tunnels, and it's given him all these ideas of like places that he could get into. And we've got this layer that we're building, and there's other tunnels all throughout the city, and that's a resource we've been underutilizing. Like,
Yeah.
there's all these other branches of this same tunnel that we haven't explored. Like, maybe we should do some tunneling or like some investigating into this area, or at least, finding a shop and then using the basement next door to get into it. And he's kind of, and plus the flooding in Shirebrook. So Eraser's kind of game, but he's got this.
Okay.
What I'm
that's
trying to
good.
say is that if you would like, you could nudge Eraser to take a little vacation, or you could nudge Eraser into doing some local tunneling.
Let's do some local tunneling.
Let's do some tunneling. Yeah, we were saying we
Yeah.
want to get into the tunnels.
Yeah, and let's
Okay.
make sure we tunnel out of pitman territory.
Because
Because tunneling where we live is not smart. And I would also, maybe next session, I'd like to. Not that I want to work for the pitmen, but it would be nice to get some leads and work with them.
Yeah. We could do with getting deeper in, but I think that
Agreed.
we were basically told that it was linked to the lair.
Yeah, which we got going right now.
So
Mhm.
I get the feeling that when the lair is done, we might be able to get closer working ties with them, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll get closer working ties from this. I'd also like to talk to those merchants and see what are they making for the pitmen that they want to make for us. Why would they have a pit? Why would they have tailors on their salary?
Yeah,
That's
doesn't really
interesting.
make a lot of sense.
Doesn't.
Okay.
Alright.
What else? What other quest leads should I be writing down now? Things that you're interested in.
At some point we got to talk to Barbara Ann about information for the magic guy,
What?
our magic buddy. in,
You had
in
those
Cauldron?
questions from
Shacklebrook.
Shacklebrook.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to write to Shacklebrook eventually and potentially get work off him.
Yeah.
And Shacklebrook wanted information if he's got any spies working for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's this guy in Shirebrook. Yeah.
No,
And
Shacklebrook
I'm
was
gonna-
the guy in Cauldron.
No. Shacklebrook is asking about the magic guy from Shirebrook if he's got spies. Was that right?
No, he was
No,
asking
no,
if
he's-
if there are any
Oh, if
spies
there's any
coming
spies
after
in
him.
his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to ask about Shacklebrook's. It was his uncle, and the love potion. I'm interested in that.
Oh, right. Right.
I think
Okay.
that's enough for now.
That
Yeah,
is
and I
enough
still-
quest leads for now.
Well, you never did answer my question about how long it would take to learn longsword proficiency.
That is a matter of teacher and dedication. If you wanted to, if you could find a decent instructor and you were to set about practicing for a couple months, not a problem. You know, if you've got a real instructor and you actually show up, we might do some like willpower roll because you start learning a skill and then you suck at it at first and you get a little upset, or maybe you
Yeah.
start learning a skill and you love it and you give it your full attention. So I think,
How good of a teacher are you talking about?
let me see. I wrote up some rules for learning things. I just need Scrivener to load.
And is it something that I could do? Like, do I have to do it to the exclusion of everything else, or could I do it as I'm doing my other light things in life? Obviously, no big trips away or anything like that.
Got the wrong learning rules over here. I think we're gonna say we'll have you make probably like a wisdom check to see where you are. And if it's a simple pass, then it'll take you 2 months. If you roll very high, it'll take you a month and a half. Because you already know short sword, so long sword it's adjacent, right? And if you roll low on your check, if you just fail your check by a little bit, it'll take you 3 months. And if you fail your check by a lot, I think there's probably like a problem between you and the teacher that becomes annoying, and you after a month you abandon because the guy's an asshole, or you're
And
not getting along or whatever. Yeah, it'll be a wisdom.
Worst skill, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. And a sufficient teacher, you would want someone who's specialized in a longsword. So, like any of the
Okay,
demon
so not-
slayers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so not that hard to find then.
not terribly hard. You can probably expect to pay a few hundred gold, let's say 10 gold a day for a teacher.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's an expensive skill, especially if
You
you're
have
just
to go
grabbing it.
every day.
Yeah. So like 300, 600.
600. So
That can't be the right price. Hold on.
yeah,
A mercenary is a gold a day. This isn't that, but this is a specialized instructor. They are giving you their full time. I mean,
God,
you'll probably
mercenary
work
being
with
a
them
gold
for
a day
like
is cheap.
3 hours, and they'll give you other
Yeah.
things to do in the meantime. Probably closer to like 3 gold a day. Yeah, for training.
Okay.
If you find a better teacher who like might give you a bonus on your check, it'll be a little more expensive. If you find a shitty teacher who gives you a penalty on your check, it'll be less expensive. But about 3
Like
GP a
300
day.
gold to learn it. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
And if you wanted to do it more cheaply, we could stretch out the time but cut down the cost.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is it. So we're done with Hardly Heroes for the day. We will be back next time for more Hardly Heroes.